One, and we're live! Welcome back to the Invictus stream. My name, as always, is Harlan, and I am here with my sexy friend Alex.
Yo!
The even sexier friend Chris.
That's me.
The gorgeous friend Justin. And my not quite Jewish friend Michael, and we are here with Game 1, Part 2 of the Call of Cthulhu. This is what happens when I'm trying to listen to myself on a stream on the other line. Thank you for being here with us. It is a fantastic Wednesday night. We are so excited to play. Last week was a lot of fun, and we're getting spooky here for Call of Cthulhu. That's exactly the sound that I was making in the bathroom moments before we started.
Nice.
But it's going to be a good night. Even more ominous. This is, of course, an 18-plus show, so if you feel that you are, not mature enough to watch this, turn it off right now. We're going to be talking about a lot of spooky things, and we don't want to scare you kids before bed. Might get scared about a lot of things like that, and that's why we play this game. As I mentioned, this is Game 1, Part 2 of our Call of Cthulhu. Please go to our Facebook group and join right now, because that's where all the cool stuff is happening. Everyone there is talking, solving riddles, solving enigmas, and posting really interesting content so that everybody can be really communicative and things like that. So please join our Facebook group. The next thing we want you to do is like the video right now. I don't care who you are or where you're from. Go to YouTube and give us the thumbs up like Justin's giving us right now, because it makes Mike feel so good. You're my go-to, Mike. You have the best reactions. So please go to YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Please join our group on Facebook, as well as follow us on Twitter. Justin does a great job of tweeting out to a bunch of people. And on our Facebook group, what we like to encourage is that community, that communication, that little bit of element that makes you want to come back daily, because that's what I do. And because of that, we want to award a little bit of a prize for the most valuable post of the week. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is it me? Did I post the most valuable thing this week? And you know what? You might have, if your name is Chris Lawrence. That's right, Chris. You earned this week's most valuable post, but in a rarity, in one of the most unheard of events of the summer, we're also going to give it to Evan Jones. You two guys, Chris, you had a fantastic post called "What is everyone playing this weekend?" which was just a little bit of a grab for that great MVP XP, but it created a great sense of community, and everyone joined in. But it also led to a really cool, fun riddle exchange where Hans, myself, Evan as well, we all started giving off these riddles, trying to one-up each other. And Evan carried that post over and continued with one of his own creations, another fantastic riddle that kept, I think, all of us in the dark until he finally decided to come back and grace us with the answer. So I want to give MVP award to you, both you guys. You did a fantastic job. That's 3 XP each. Chris can't believe it. He's sipping coffee. So good job, guys. Please, everybody, keep up the great work. You guys, you're making it so much fun to come back and check on what's going on throughout the week. You make it worth doing. Thank you. The next thing is every week, including tomorrow morning or after this game, we do weekly enigmas, little things that you, as spiritual investigators, you join in and you change and you solve so that we can figure out how to get past a door or open a chest in-game. That weekly enigma is something that takes a good amount of brain power and a little bit of out-of-the-box thinking, and it's posted every week on our Facebook group wall. And the first 3 answers that are correct, no second guesses, first 3 correct answers are given 5 XP each. Now you might be watching this for the first time thinking, XP, what the hell is that? And you will be thinking that until I explain it in a minute. But the weekly enigma basically requires a little bit of that dedication. For the first time this week, we have only one technical winner. And I want to give 5 XP to our very own Aisha. Aisha, you did a fantastic job. And I want to say that Aisha was the only person that, when she emailed us, she fundamentally understood both parts of the enigma, because we kind of separated into two. There was a word problem and a riddle. She got both 100%. Now, there were a lot of you who, after a bit of trial and error, got the correct answer. You guys all get 2 XP for every correct answer that was emailed to us, so you will all get that. Justin will update it. He's doing it right now. Look at his head's down. He's giving the thumbs up. So everyone is going to get their just due points and experience points, and we appreciate all you guys for doing that. Please keep it up. This week we have a really exciting one that our buddy Chris here made, which is going to take a little bit of musical talent to figure out.
I just want to give a shout-out, please, if I could.
Sorry, I put it
wrong timing. A shout out to Kevin Muncie, who actually helped me. He's a great sound editor, and he helped me come up with this enigma a little bit. So just want to give a shout out to him. One of our community.
I know Kevin well. He was a lover of mine back in the Casino Royale days when I acted in that movie. I was a background bit player. Great movie. Thank you all for our weekly Enigma participants. Well done, guys. Honestly, we are constantly baffled by the community and what you guys do. That being said, we have another little thing that we want to award right now. Is we are constructing a piece of Call of Cthulhu lore, a poem that's found in a mysterious book by Dr. Henry Armitage, and every week you guys get to add another line to the poem in that book. And the poem started off with a very simple but elegant stanza, or however you want to say it. Of whom shall you be most afraid? The night, the shadow, or the shade? And I'm going to refresh right now because you guys have all submitted answers, and we voted on which one we like the most. And, drum roll please, me. At this point, it looks like we have a tie.
What do we do in this situation?
What's that?
What should we do for this situation? Just include them both, you think?
Dude, do them both? I guess we could. Maybe.
Well, let's see how it works.
I'll not be able to
one
flip
line
my
for
coin.
each. Put it this way. I'm going to say it on stream that Aisha and Evan Jones, you guys both are first place right now for the poem.
That's what the point is.
Fantastic stuff, guys. Really clever, really cool stuff. So for the time being, we're going to put a pin in that, and we're going to figure out which of you is going to win. But don't worry. I think we're both going to award you guys the experience points that go with first place, because we're not cheap here. We do have a limited pool of supply. We only have so much XP back here. I have a big XP sack that we dish it every once in a while.
I've invested my XP, and I'm actually getting some pretty good returns, so I'll be able to... Yeah.
The
And occasionally, I will fondle Harlan's XP sack.
That's true. He has definitely...
Can I suggest we keep it within line with this RPG role playing and roll a die to see who wins?
I'm kind of thinking that's a great idea. All right. Then let's do this. 1 to 2 is Aisha. 3 to 4 is Evan.
Sounds good.
Here we go. Oh, that would be Aisha. The luck of the die. It's your friend and your enemy at all times. So we're going to go ahead and say, in the role-playing spirit, Aisha, you rolled it, you earned it, but, as I said, we're still going to award experience points for both you guys because you did a fantastic job. And why not another round of applause?
Keep up the post, though, guys, because we're going to need lots more stanzas as the weeks go on. So, next week.
Keep your creative cap on and locked. So thank you all for voting for that. I'm going to quickly throw it to Justin because he is our Twitter man, and he's going to do a quick shout-out for one of our fantastic Twitter friends.
Okay, everybody. So here it is, the Cthulhu shout-out of the week. This week, it goes to a pair of authors, actually. A pair of authors by the name of Jason Ciamella and Greg Murphy. And do you want to know what they write?
Yeah, we want to know.
Well, they wrote a book. It's actually a kid's book, and I mean really kid's book. It's got it's board book. You know those old board books you could get when you were a kid?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's called C is for Cthulhu. And basically, it's a Lovecraftian alphabet book for kids. And it was fully backed on Kickstarter. Sorry, what's up?
No, I was just laughing. It doesn't seem like it should never be for kids.
I know, right? But what's oddly funny about it, I was looking at pictures, and it's great, like very whimsical, great artist too. It basically makes about as much sense as Dr. Zeus.
Oh, okay.
It's
Which
not
is
anymore.
a genius.
Yeah, he's a genius. So I mean, basically, it was backed on Kickstarter, and now they're working towards stretch goals. If you are interested in looking into it, they've got Cthulhu plush toys that you can get for your kids if you back a certain amount. So yes, C is for Cthulhu is our Cthulhu shout-out of the week, and if you're interested in their product, you could go to their website, which will be found in the comment section below, or the info section.
Excellent.
So,
Great shout out, Justin, and thank you, C is for Cthulhu, because I'm going to have to find out. That's going to be the baby book that I give my baby.
I was thinking that.
Here, it's for you. Nothing better than a good, dose of madness when you're a child.
Daddy, I'm having nightmares.
I'll read you from the book.
I'll read. Yes.
It's a 3D pop-up book with tentacles.
Phoebe's first Desperatu. What's the one from Army of Darkness?
Oh, Klaatu Brata. Oh, the
Nictu.
The Necronomicon. Phoebe's first Necronomicon. That's the next one.
Oh man, that TV show looks so good. Anyway, okay, so thank you guys for joining us again. Please, throughout this endeavor, check the Facebook, especially tonight, because we are going to need you spiritual advisors, those are the viewers, to be helping out these guys a lot. There's going to be a few documents that need translated. There's going to be a few pictures that need to be studied for secrets, and a few riddles that need to be cracked. So, I want all you guys front and center helping these guys out as soon as you can on our Facebook group. The link is in the description of the video if you're not there. And that is all from me. Does anyone have anyone else before we kick this bitch off the ground?
Have we done an 18 plus warning?
It was the first thing I said,
Oh, good.
motherfucker. Hell! All right, here we go. I'm going to mention last week, this is the Book of Cthulhu. It has all of our games lined up in it. So I'm going to turn to this page and we'll find out where we're at today. I'm good. Call of Cthulhu, Game 1, Part 2. Welcome. We are the Invictus. Please join our Facebook group and give this video a thumbs up. Let's get a little mad. Henry. Through the black, you hear the echo of a fading voice. You sink deep underwater in a black sea. Suddenly a dark voice calls your name from the abyss below you. It permeates the water and sounds as if it's right next to you. From the darkness below, you see the pale green eyes of a massive creature. Your body tenses in fear. You have difficulty breathing as your lungs begin to run out of air, and you beat against the water. Roll intelligence.
Punishment. All right.
Henry.
Boom. Oh no, it's just the first one, right?
Just the first one.
Okay. I'm under. I have a 70 intelligence. Yeah.
Perfect. You shake your head, and you wake up. Ooh. Your eyes shoot open into a beautiful sunlit room. Soft white linen sheets are cast over your body, and you take a breath once again, able to breathe. You glance around the small bedroom you rented from the woman downstairs. You see your clothes draped over a wooden chair in the corner, and you check your watch on the nightstand. It's 11:13 a.m. You've had about 5 hours sleep, but feel fully rested. Based on the movement from the kitchen below, it sounds as though the same is true for the other men that you came here with. You sit up slowly and the image of the man you beheaded early this morning flashes through your mind. Give me a quick roll for sanity. This is because we didn't do it last time.
12 is under my sanity.
Then you are good. You suppress the image. So, the smell of bacon kind of wafts past you as you open the door to the hallway, and you see Frank exiting the communal bathroom. He gives you a small nod and continues back to his bedroom in the hallway. The laughter from downstairs is a bit louder, and you can hear some other people talking.
All right. I head downstairs.
All right.
Getting dressed as I always do. My hair is already done. I don't like to be seen disheveled.
Perfect. So you straighten your tie and walk downstairs, and you kind of hear laughing, and you see, sitting around a small kitchen table, you see Roland, the man that met you guys at the theater and in the woods. He's sitting across from Jarrett, who's kind of quietly eating his breakfast and pancakes. Edward, who's sitting next to him, and he's kind of in the middle of what seems to be a pretty lively story. As a woman who's walking around between them is filling up coffee cups.
Hey,
and,
can I get one of those, please?
And she kind of nods to you, and as she notices you, so does Roland. Henry! Pull up a chair, man. I'm just in the middle of a story. So, I was telling these guys about one of my first cases. Anyway, so we wake up the next morning. It's freezing cold outside. My partner wakes me, and he says, we missed her. So we get out, we walk across the road. It's early morning, and she's there in the backyard under the morning sun, burying her husband. Not trying to hide it or anything. And as he's telling the story, Jarrett, you're kind of sitting across from him. You woke up a few hours ago, or maybe an hour ago, I would say, because it was early. And Roland came and knocked on your door and asked you to join him for breakfast. And for the past little while, you've been getting to know each other.
Yeah, and so far I think he's like the bee's knees.
And Edward, you heard the laughter, and you came down and helped yourself to some pancakes as well. And you see Henry kind of walk over, sit down, and is poured a glass of coffee.
Morning, Henry.
Morning.
So she's not trying to hide it or anything. He's just lying on the ground next to her, and she sees us coming, and she turns to us. You know what she says? She says, he wouldn't take me out to dinner on my birthday. All the seriousness, all the weight of the world in her voice. She just says it so flatly.
Roland, do you think this is the kind of conversation we should be having over breakfast?
Well, I mean, these guys were asking what I did, and obviously we didn't get a chance to talk last night, but I'm a private investigator, and this is actually one of the first times I got a case, and it's kind of what made me love the world, or I would say the world of private investigations.
Oh, she killed her husband. It's not exactly something we should talk about.
Oh, it was definitely dark. Don't get me wrong. And he kind of eyes the woman who's walking around, and he says, Amelia, do you mind actually, you can leave the pot, but we have a few things to discuss, if that's okay. And she kind of nods and says, no, of course, of course. She's a thin, slightly gaunt-looking woman, not unattractive, but she's in her early 20s, relatively young. You guys pulled into this small cottage early this morning, 4 or 5 a.m. It's a bed and breakfast just outside the town of Orchards Run. And Roland led you to. He paid for your rooms. You startled a young girl in the morning, but totally by accident. And you guys pretty much crashed last night. And Frank, you walk downstairs as Henry is talking across the table to Roland.
Okay. And
oh, Frank. Good morning, Frank.
Oh, well, good morning.
How's it going, Frank?
You guys all got coffee, eh? I could use a cup of that.
Yep, let me get you a cup. I get up and I go get a cup for him and offer him my seat. Move further away from Roland.
And,
all right.
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. So Roland kind of eyes the woman as she leaves the room, and she kind of very coyly walks upstairs, and you assume goes about making your messy bed.
You know the people who work here, Roland?
No, I did not. This was a stroke of luck. I've been in Orchards Run before, but no, never been here. So I'm assuming you guys have some questions.
I was about to ask, maybe my match last night. I got hit a little too hard. What are we doing here again?
Look, and again, he kind of just eyes to make sure that she's upstairs. And he looks at you, Henry, and he says, Henry, I understand the hesitancy in my tone of voice and my speaking. But with what we experienced last night, I don't want to give the impression to this young woman that we're anything other than a couple of traveling guys. So I'm trying to keep the mood a little light, but you're right, maybe I shouldn't have mentioned the death. Jared did ask me about my private investigating days, and that's always the story I kind of go to, but...
Don't worry about it, I'm just probably a little sensitive right now.
Look, I don't blame it. We all went through something yesterday. And it was something that I feel like, as horrible as it sounds, I think it's something we all needed to experience together, so you understand the weight of what we're doing. And Edward, if you remember correctly, what we're doing here is I needed your help. I needed aid in the fight against this world out there, this unknown darkness. Actually, Jared, you have a pretty good example of what that is in the diary you have. And he signals to Jared.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I wanted to know, Harlan. Is Roland, is he like anything of the stories that he mentioned? Do any of them coincide with any of the things my grandfather talked about in his diary?
No, your grandfather's diary was more his own personal experiences, a lot of fishermen at sea type stories, unexplained atrocities, and those that followed him back when he came back to Arkham. But your grandfather stopped writing the stories maybe 10 years before his death, which, based on Roland's age, he probably would have been in his late teens.
Gotcha. All right, now because of that, and I was thinking of that, and I was printing off a bunch of like slang from the 20s, so that I know that like, you know, I can be like, "Yo, Edward, you're a little odd-boiled," because I know that he's a tough boy.
Last time someone called me a boilp, I punched him in the nose. Don't call me a boilp.
Hard-boiled.
Now don't get all balled up there. So I actually missed the question.
All Roland said was he referenced the fact that you have heard of the things that he speaks of in your grandfather's diary as well.
So what sort of things are we talking about? More ghouls like we saw yesterday?
And it was a ghoul, yes. Ghoul is essentially an undead creature.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe you if I hadn't seen that thing we saw in the basement, but how, like, what did it... How can you prove it to us? How do I know it was a ghoul?
Well, and that's part of the reason I needed you guys to see it for yourself. When I first saw a ghoul, I realized that no living thing that acted and attacked the way it could was of this world. You could see clean through when I fought one years ago. You could see clean through its stomach, and yet it was breathing. It had no heart. And I believe me, I know. And I wish I could say that there is a way to show you the darker parts. A ghoul is probably the closest thing to a human you're going to come across. But let me tell you right now that you don't want to see those darker parts until it is back against the wall and you know that you're going to win the fight.
Whoa, hold on a second. You're saying we're going to see more of this type of stuff?
I'm saying that everything that I have done, every little otherworldly creature I've come across, and believe me, it's a drop in the bucket of what I've seen, but everything leads me to believe that this is ramping up, not ramping down. And Jarrett, I've been following you for a while, and I know that you've seen the same.
Yeah, it's true, but I mean, I'm going to take a little bit of a different take on it. And I gotta say, because we're getting so advanced in the ways of science and such, that I know for like the laymen that haven't been educated as much, that some of these things may seem out of this world or supernatural perhaps, but I think it's just that right now we lack the understanding, because if something actually exists in this world, science shows that it is part of the natural world. So I think that right now we just lack the science behind it, and I think we just got to look into it a little more and investigate and see what goes on here.
I have to agree there with Jarrett. That lady, I don't know, maybe I got hit in the head a couple times. She could have just been homeless, or like, locked in the basement for a week or two, and she's all like nasty and crusty.
Edward, she wasn't homeless. I know homeless people.
Yeah, but maybe she was just like born with natural birth defects and stuff, and
Jarrett, Edward,
Yeah,
honestly, nothing would make me
it is.
happier.
Natural
Nothing
or
would make
not.
me happier to believe what you're saying. That
I
would
don't care
give
if
me
it's science
absolute sense.
or magic. I don't care what it is. What that guy did in that basement is disgusting.
absolutely, and I agree we need to like try to stop that sort of thing because it's inhuman.
Absolutely.
Roland, get to the point. Why are we here? What can we do?
And he pulls out a letter. A letter that's been translated in his scroll at the bottom, and he sets it down in the center of the table. And he says this. This was sent to me, and this is what I need help solving. And it's a picture I posted at the end of last week, but I will
Share it.
Yeah, please.
Share screen share so that
Yeah.
if you're watching the video, you can have a glance.
Oops.
I hear a cuckoo clock in the little cottage, like
Oh yeah.
some birds chirping outside.
That's just her upstairs.
Nice morning.
The way she is. Oh, come on.
Just a little atmosphere for everyone. It's quiet.
I'm just glad I passed my sanity roll and didn't pee my bed. That would have been embarrassing.
I would have made you pee your bed 12 times over.
Amelia comes down the stairs. Who did this? Who was it?
Oh cool. I
Roland's letter.
Oh.
I are leaving today, and I'll never be returning to this place. This house that I grew up in holds a darkness, and the sooner I leave this place, the better. Do you want me to stop reading? Sorry.
No, you can. I haven't seen Mother in days. I can hear Father hammering something in the hallways below. I'm scared for our lives. There is an ancient evil in these woods, and whatever it is taken over my father. God save me, and I pray I've never returned to 17 Miller Lane. I got this letter. I got this letter a few weeks ago. And believe me, my first course of action was to look into it myself. But I've seen enough horrors in this world go bad to know that this isn't something that you do for yourself. I needed help. And I needed each of your help.
Yeah, well, I'm in. Like, I want to make sure everything's on the level.
Roland,
I appreciate that, Joe.
I mean, I'm totally against stopping evil and all that good stuff, but I don't want to kill people.
We hopefully don't have to, and if we are, they're not people. You saw that thing, and that thing that we executed in the woods was not human.
What he did
Henry,
wasn't-
look, Henry, you made a lot of bad choices in your life. You know this as well as I do. I'm hoping you see this as a way to right the wrongs that you might have done. And Frank, look, and he leans close. Frank, I was there the morning the police officers came to your house. I stay around. Any suspicious things that I hear, I try to drop in on. And I was there. I was standing in the hallway, and I saw the look in your eyes. And I believe what killed your wife wasn't human. And I think this is the first step in finding whatever it did.
And it just gets super awkward at the dinner table because none of us knew that about Frank.
I know. I'm sorry, Frank. But I think you guys need to see the weight of what this is. This is not a matter of, I got nothing better to do. This is a matter of, if we don't do something, no one else will. If we don't step up and fight back the darkness, or whatever you want to call it, then the darkness wins. And I think you guys have all seen enough darkness in this world. Fuck this city.
I
to
gotta
know
ask. I gotta ask you, Roland. What skin do you have in this game? Because I mean, you dragged me out here for. You told me you were gonna pay me, right?
Eddie, you always struck me as the kind of guy who liked to fight. I didn't think you'd be
do.
the one that needs it.
I don't, but I'm curious about you. I
All
like
right.
to fight. I like to get paid.
Roll a psychology.
Oh, cool. Psychologically, I have a 35, so that definitely didn't.
Okay. And he just says, I have enough of stake in this as any of you.
Well, I guess what I want to know is, like, what's our next step? Are we just going to, like, sit around here and beat our gums all day? Or
No.
we got, like, a plan of action? What do we need to do? What are you holding back, Roland?
And he says, all right. And he stands up and he walks outside.
Well, whatever you said there, Jarrett, you must have offended him.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's trying to get us, like, to understand what's going on and keep us in the loop, but at the same time, like, I don't understand why he couldn't have just come up and talked to us all, like, from the beginning, why he had to make it all, like, weird and all, like, secretive to get us together. I mean, we're sitting around a table right now having breakfast talking about his life as a dick.
So you hear from out, so you hear him call from outside, and he says, "Are you coming?"
Oh, we're supposed to go. Oh,
Well, are we packed?
No.
Like, how long are we gonna be?
Jarrett, let's just go. Come on. I stand up and I wipe my face with a napkin and I walk outside.
I'm all balled up. I'm flabbergasted. Let's go.
Well, ain't that the snake's hips?
And I was sitting on the chair backwards.
Okay.
Get it up,
Cool guy.
and I walk inside.
And Frank?
I wait. I sit at the table, firmly clenching my coffee mug, and take very calculated sips from it.
Okay. So, Roland is standing out front by the car that he drove up in. He drove probably, I think it was, who did he drive? I know he drove somebody.
He drove me
Not
over.
We drove you? Okay.
I
And
believe
he's
he drove
standing.
me as well.
Perfect. So he's standing up by the car that he parked out front, and you guys go outside, and it was hot in the kitchen, but it is sweltering again. The heat wave is blowing north of Arkham as well. It's hitting the whole land, and you see beautiful hills. You're on a top of a large hill that rolls downwards, and the cottage is very quaint, and the nighttime arrival didn't do it justice. He's standing by the boot of his car, and when the three of you step out, he motions to it, opens it up, and you see a large shotgun, 2 pistols, and a baseball bat. And he picks up the 45 himself, and he puts it firmly in his coat. And he says, "That address is just around the corner from here. Well, half hour to an hour drive. I don't know about you, but I'm sick of the evil." And you can hear it. There's a sadness in his voice, and an immediate sadness. And he says, "I'm sick of the evil in this world that keeps taking good men. And if all that's necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men do nothing, fuck that. I'm not going to be that good man doing nothing."
Well, is there anything we should know before going in? Like, I get we're going to look at this basement, but I don't want to go in there taking wooden nickels.
And he folds the piece of the letter and he hands it to you, Jarrett, and he says, "Here, Jarrett, you know as much as me. I agree. I don't like going in a fight without knowing all the
Jarrett,
ins and outs." But
what did we really know about that ghoul's house? We had a gut feeling. I say we just go check it out. And I grab a weapon. What were the options again?
there's a 45, an automatic 45, a shotgun, and a baseball bat.
You see me reaching for the... I grab the shotgun, and I kind of look at it like I don't want it. And then I put it under my coat and I said, let's go.
I wouldn't
followed
mind
him.
grabbing that 45. I used to have one when I was growing up.
Okay.
Used to use it before I started punching things, but
And then
Jared? Then he hands you the baseball bat.
I say, hang on, I'm gonna go talk to Frank. I go back inside and I sit across from Frank. I say, Frank, I'm really sorry about your wife. I didn't know. But if what Roland says is right, this is an opportunity.
Yeah.
We could really use you.
Just do me a favor. Just don't bring it up.
Yeah, not again, I promise.
And you can see my hand is shaking somewhat.
And I take the shotgun out and I say, here.
What? You think I want that?
You might need it.
I got my own pistol. Thank you.
All right, let's go.
I appreciate it, though. Yeah.
I grab the shotgun. Yeah, I put it back in my coat and I walk out.
Straighten my tie and follow.
All right, and Roland sees you, Frank, exit, and he says, Frank?
Roland, I'm on board. But I can't talk about that. I can't think about that. So please don't bring it up again.
I understand. I understand. And he gets into the driver's seat.
I sit in the shotgun beside him. Ironically,
Huh. I'll jump in the back. This has got the suicide doors, eh?
Yeah.
Open backwards.
Are we all taking one car?
Yeah, might as well.
well, with global warming, we should save on gas.
Yes, I'm sure we're all
Global-
very
Henry was ahead of his time.
Global warming. What the hell is that? Okay, yeah.
The inconvenient truth is.
And you know what? I reach into my coat pocket and I grab out my lucky coin and I turn to Henry and I say, Henry, I'm sorry about the other day about not giving you a ride up here. And I flip him the coin. I say, take this. It's my lucky coin.
Thanks, Edward. I put it in my pocket.
I like you guys. I like you guys. I think we're gonna be a good team. Let's kick some ghoul ass.
All right.
All right, so Roland starts up the car, and you're driving.
We're on the road again.
All right, so it's a
Roland.
Oh. Well done.
Thank you very much.
There's two on the nose, and that's exactly our style of humor. That's how we do it. So perfect.
It's to make sure we're hitting on all sixes.
So, from Orchard's Run, this X,
we're traveling by Purple Line.
Purple Line. This X is where the execution was. You guys are back in Orchard's Run around here, and you can see just up the main, way up a tiny little path, is the little dot known as 17 Miller Lane. So,
Because, you know, in those days there's no shocks, so, like, these are new cars. You're on dirt roads.
all right. You drive up the long, overgrown drive as the house comes into view. The three-story house stands in the in the middle of a clearing, surrounded on all sides by a thick, dense wood. Its once painted wood sides now sit dilapidated, and an odd shade of off-brown with the wear and tear of the years. The house looks to be maybe 100 years old, maybe more. Looks as though it's been abandoned for years. A large covered porch runs around the left of the house. Simple wooden columns give it a menacing demeanor, as if it's leaning over you. As the car pulls up, and Roland turns off the engine.
Well, I don't suppose we should go up to the door, guns blazing, you know what I mean?
No.
Might be nothing.
Well, I'm saying we let Roland take the lead here. I mean, we don't know nothing from nothing. We got lucky last time.
No, Jared, I agree with that. And Roland steps out of the car. And as I assume you join him, the heat hits you immediately. Not just the heat, but the humidity. The car is always hot, especially with 5 men in it. But the humidity this deep in the woods, the trees cut breeze, and it's just a stale air that you feel around you. But the day is sunny and bright. There's not a cloud in the sky. And you see Roland take a few steps forward towards the house. And as you're kind of watching, you see that the front door is actually ajar.
Can I ask, Harlan, how does Roland seem charismatically? Is he good with people? Is he charming?
Let's roll some psychology rolls on this guy. Let's do some stuffing.
This is a wooden building, you said?
It's a wooden house, yeah.
Yeah, and so far I'd like to thank Gabe for his positive attitude here, because he's already put that I bet Mike fails all his rolls when he needs them the most. So thanks, Gabe.
Positive.
As a gambling man, I would agree with you. I don't know. I failed, so I can't get impression.
Okay.
I'm probably just a little too distracted by everything.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so just before we go too far as well, I'm just going to take out my little sketchbook, and I'm just going to do a quick little etching of the house we're at. Just as like little memories.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
Scrapbooking.
you're just in time.
I'm a scrapbooker.
You're just in time because I think you've almost got this picture drawn out in a sort of
I missed you, Alex.
a little sort of setting here. Give me a little bit longer. Sorry.
So I go up to Roland and
Yeah.
I say, so what's the plan here?
And he kind of looks at you. I don't know. Check the house floor by floor. Check the land. See if we can find the little girl.
I'm going to do a quick search to see if it looks like any tracks of anything's been here, cars, people, anything.
Sure. Give me a spot hidden.
Unfortunately, I rolled a 90.
Yeah,
Okay.
like how long has it been, are we suspecting? Because could this little girl be living on her own for so long?
Mm-hmm.
And another
Because we're
great
kind of
question.
out in the middle. We're kind of out in the middle of nowheres.
Guys,
Yeah.
I'm not getting anything from the driveway and stuff here. Do you guys see any tracks at all?
Well, I'll take a look around, see what I see, and I'll get out even though middle of the day, I'll get out my little pen light because it seemed to work so well last time.
Yeah, what do you say if we split up, Roland? Just take a look outside first.
Sure. Yeah. And he kind of walks up towards the porch and he says, "I think I'm gonna do a perimeter check."
Sounds good.
Should we see if anyone's home first? Won't look a little suspicious if we're walking around the property. I know I wouldn't like that.
And he
If I
walks to
had
the
any
porch
property.
and leans in.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I
that
did
doesn't look
I did pass my spot hidden if there was anything.
Perfect. And what were you looking for?
Just any odd tracks or something to suggest that someone's been here recently.
Okay, so you take a look for any tire tracks, things like that on the drive. You don't see anything. You don't see anything.
All right, well, finally I passed something, and it's it's all wet.
Is it surrounded? Are we surrounded by trees?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a forest.
Yeah, it's basically the house sits in the middle of almost what looks to at your angle to be a circular clearing, although it does look longer in the back, and it's basically just a dense tree line circling everything but the drive you came in on.
Now,
Okay.
should we be looking around? Maybe I'm thinking maybe looking for a shed or something out back.
Close enough, Alex.
Not the most exciting, but not the worst.
What happened to the pillars? There are pillars.
And a
I know.
porch, and it goes around the left.
Yeah.
I give you one thumb up.
And
All
one thumb
right,
away.
all right.
He's
Yeah,
out of
so I,
practice. He hasn't been here in a few weeks.
yeah, yeah, he's had some time off. But yeah, I want to look around back a little bit. I want to see if there's a shed, because if we're going to be here for a couple days, I'm thinking maybe we need somewhere easily defensible to hang out and use as like a little.
Okay.
No.
So you walk up to Roland, who's standing on the porch, and he's kind of just looking around, As you walk up to the porch, you see it might have been painted white at one time, a long time ago, and you walk under kind of the porch, and it already gives you kind of a sense of menace, as if it's open jaws waiting to like. And the porch wraps around to the left, so you start walking around it.
Is there a porch swing?
That just hits on its own until we look at it?
And then stops.
No porch swing. So are you all doing this, or is this just you, Jarrett?
I'm gonna stay close to Roland.
I'm gonna walk around and do like a little perimeter check. If someone wants to come with me, that'd be great. Cause
Jarrett.
Okay.
Roland, when did you get that letter? How did you get that letter?
I got it a few weeks ago, and it came in an unmarked envelope.
So someone wanted you to have it.
Someone wanted me to have it.
So perhaps we should hurry a little bit.
I'm not against that. So you guys start walking around the perimeter of the house. For argument's sake, we'll just say we're all doing it together, because awkwardly we would be.
I'm kind of kicking the ground too. Not kicking the ground, but like sweeping the grass with my feet. Just kind of
okay. Well, the porch is made of wooden beams, but some of them are cracked. So you start walking around it. You can't really get around the house from the side because it's a bit overgrown, although you could try to fight your way through if you wanted to. So you come around the side and you see a large window facing the west. And someone give me a spot hidden. Because you're a group, we only get one person to do it.
I've only got a 50 for that. I think
I got 75. I'll do it again. Perfect.
Whoa!
Critical.
Okay. So you stop. You all stop in front of it, and Henry, you point out what we all obviously saw. There are cracks and dents in the window, as if stones have been thrown on. However, with your keen eye, you make out what looks to be dried bits of ancient blood. Just a long time, almost brownish black now, and small bits of black feather within the cracks.
I walked up and I took a look and I said, no, maybe it's a bird that's just been flown into the window. They used to happen all the time back home.
But there's about 50 of them.
Okay, so I'm going to go up and take a little bit closer look as well, and then I'm going to try to like dig through my occult knowledge and see if there's anything that comes to mind as to why this might be.
Perfect. Give me a roll.
And it's like, hey, there's black shit and feathers all over the windows.
All right. So
I blame you, Gabe. I blame you.
Do I recognize the feathers at all? Do they look like a bird that I would recognize? Is it blue? Is it a black feather?
It's a black feather.
Like a crow's feather, maybe.
That would be a fair assumption, yes.
So why would a lot of birds fly in the windows, but crows are smart animals. I don't think they do that.
And because you gave a 0-1, I'm going to give you another little bit. So this window is kind of facing outwards towards the west of the house, because you guys are walking around the left. You approach from the front, obviously. On the railing, which is enclosing the porch at this point, which is opposite this window, so basically the window and the railing, you see scratches, small talon-like scratches. And again, hundreds of them.
It's almost as if they've been attacking the house. Can I look around and see if I see any remains of birds? Knowing that if a bird was running itself into the window, it would die and possibly die somewhere nearby.
Yes, you do not see any remains. However, because you got a 0-1, I'm giving you a lot. But what I will say is it looks like this porch has been cleaned. No time recently, but it looks like it had been cleaned.
It's just a little bit. Okay.
Just a little bit less dust than everywhere else in the porch.
Fair enough.
Could be coyotes.
And sorry?
So it could be coyotes.
What? Throwing birds into the window?
No, coming and picking them up.
Yeah, that's true.
And Frank, as you're sitting here kind of surveying and watching Chris work between these, you notice that the window, which has all these cracks in it, is actually covered by a curtain on the inside. So you can't actually see what's behind it.
And that tells me the birds wouldn't fly in even more. They only fly in when it's an open, like a clear window.
That's true. Kind of
So-
like they're being pulled towards it.
Or I think they're attacking it. Like, I mean, look at the talons. It looks like they've been scratching the deck here.
But why just the window? They've been scratching the deck too. Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, I don't know. There's little markings here in the deck. It looks like their talons have been scratching it. I say we keep looking.
Any markings on the walls?
I don't know. Take a
No.
look.
It seems
No.
to me that the only reason these crows would ever fly into this thing would be because they were confused. Maybe something was, mystifying them, making them believe that, whatever was here, they just...
Is it
back into it.
only the window? Sorry, Alex. Is it only the window itself, or does it look like it's around the window too?
It looks like it's centered around the center of the window, and it gets more sparse as it goes out. There are a few.
They are. This is not a random thing. They're trying to get through this window.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So,
again,
anyway.
if there's a little girl needing our help, maybe we better go inside.
Yeah, this is weird enough. I agree.
Do you want to continue along the house, or?
Well, let's finish our circumference, I guess. Don't you think?
Yeah, well, like
you
I
guys-
said, I want to see if there's a shed around. 'Cause like I said, we might need somewhere defensible.
Frank?
I'm gonna take a listen at the window.
Okay, give me a listen roll.
See if I.
Um,
I slowly ease my ear right up against the glass. And it is what looks to be an extreme success.
okay.
Wow.
Okay, hold on, listen.
Well, either way, I'm going to say you do not hear anything.
right.
There is nothing. Let me just think.
Do I
No,
hear
you
a crow?
don't-
Do I
you
hear a
don't.
crow coming towards me?
Yes, okay, we'll give you that. You hear crows in the woods.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, so you guys continue along the side of the house, looking in most windows, but it's a little too dark inside to see anything. As well as just the dirtiness of the windows. You clean a few to try to spot through, but it's just a little too tough to look through. There's probably dust on the inside too. And you come around the back of the house and you see a large ground, overgrown, obviously for the years that it's been non-maintained. But you imagine it was probably once quite beautiful. It's a sprawling backyard, and you would surmise that this family must have been at least relatively wealthy. You do see on the back of the house a locked door. You can tell it's locked because you walk over and check it. It's locked. So you see that, and if anyone wants to roll a spot hidden, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I guess I'll do it again for you guys. Yeah, okay. I'll do it again.
Take a look around.
Well, let's do Jared because he was looking for a shed.
Unless he fails, and then take mine.
Alright.
Yeah, so I came across something.
Okay, no, but you did pass the spot hidden. So, and we'll actually separate it. It's perfect. Henry, you're
Yeah,
looking
and
towards-
I actually got like one of the good successes too.
perfect.
Like an extreme.
And I think so did Henry.
No,
too.
a hard. You're right. It was
I
a
got
hard.
hard as well.
I'm
I got
always-
hard with my success.
I'm
I'm
always
hard.
Success makes me so hard.
So, Chris, you're looking towards the back of the house, and you notice a lattice that runs up the side of the house with some vines on it. That would lead to the second floor. And, just seems like it would be climbable. Jared, you're looking more towards the back of the yard and kind of scanning the tree line for anything. And while you see no shed, you kind of squint, and through the heat of the day, it creates that bit of haze above the grass, and you do see what looks to be a large black pile of something near the back farthest tree line.
Yeah, so I'll go to who's ever closest to me, and I'll be like,
Me.
hey Eddie, does that look right to you? That seems a little bit, something's not quite copacetic with that.
What the fuck is that? Looks like a big pile of crows.
And
Now, is
Roland,
that something we should be going to look at, Roland?
Roland walks up to Henry and kind of mentions to him, says, "Is that a lattice? Does that lead to the second floor?"
Yeah, I was looking at that. Maybe it'd be could come in handy if we want to start maybe at the top and work our way down. I don't know.
So Jared and Edward, and everyone starts looking, and you all see sort of a black hill at the back.
Yo, is it the same color black, shade black as the feathers?
Yes, it's black.
Well, again, because
No, it's darker black.
I gotta know, so I'm gonna start walking over.
Does that mean he's walking through like thick grass, like?
Yes, but not so much so that it's impassable. Just a bit of a, So you do definitely start sweating more than before as you're lifting your legs higher, and you make it to the back. And Roland sits there next to you. Stands there next to you, or he approaches with you. Does everyone go, or?
I'll stay back with Henry.
Okay. Perfect.
Up there though.
So only the 3 that went die, and the tentacle comes. No. So as you approach, you see the black mass come into focus, and what you see is a pile of ancient-looking ashes. There's even spouts of green growing through them, as it's probably sat here for so long.
Okay, so again, I'm gonna try to like occult this one, and again see if anything triggers.
All right, Jarrett, give me a cult, and Edward, why don't you give me a spot hidden?
Perfect.
That was a successful occult roll.
Yeah, and again, I got like a hard success.
Okay, then what I will do is I will give you an occult success as well as a spot hidden success, and we'll just cover the spread. So
We spotted the hidden cult.
You did. It's a secret ladder that leads to the underground lair. So you kind of survey the ashes, and Roland stands next to you, kind of looking as well. And Edward kind of scratches you. And you see what looks to be within the ashes broken pieces of glass. And as you look closer, you realize that they are mirrors. Based on the number of pieces of glass and it's a fairly large pile. You surmise that there's at least 25 broken, burnt, destroyed mirrors within this pile. And occult-wise, that's usually significant in some capacity. Well, you wouldn't know so much as like why, but you do know that mirrors typically reveal the darker parts of our own psyche, and certain creatures might react negatively to mirrors.
So again, as I light up a cigarette, I'm gonna like take out my sketchbook and do my best rendition of so said piles.
Perfect. And Roland goes,
but
"Yeah, cigarette sounds good."
But you just finished your picture of the house.
How much better?
Minus the
dead
crows.
crows.
I like it. Much better, Alex. Look at you.
Now I gotta
Yeah,
start
now he's back on
fucking
top.
pile.
All right. What's next, guys?
Well, eventually I imagine they'd walk back. Unless we can look more.
They walk back to the back of the house, and you guys are all.
I say, guys, I think we gotta get in here. Whoever wants to find this letter is in a little bit of a hurry.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's what
you
I'm
guys-
thinking too.
Did you guys tell us about the mirrors?
Roland does.
What'd you find back there?
And Roland, he says, there's a large pile there, and Jarrett here figured out that it's a bunch of smashed mirrors burnt.
Okay. So what would you say if we're walking into this building and maybe there are creatures or whatever's in there really doesn't like mirrors? Should we bring a mirror with us, or should we? I mean, it couldn't hurt to pocket
Well,
one.
mirrors in this case could mean a lot of things. Yeah, it could be. Mirrors have been known to be doorways to other worlds. But it also could be just someone who doesn't want to see themselves.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I just psychology thinking-wise, maybe they've been disfigured and they're ashamed of the way they look.
It's possible.
I'd say we, I see we have this trellis we can climb up. I say we go to the front door, we see if anyone's home, and if no one's home, we go up this way. That way, if no one's answering, chances are they're trying to, we can maybe get the edge on them by climbing up.
Now, do you mind if I wait here? I'm not all that athletic.
I'll climb up with you.
Well, we're gonna go to the front door first, aren't we? Isn't that what you just said?
Yeah, well, I don't know, just in case. What do you guys think?
And Roland starts walking back. He says, "Look, let's just get inside."
Yeah,
Okay,
I'd say
walks
front
around the
door,
front door.
Henry, just because if we run
Because
into
wasn't
something
it a
up
jaw?
I think I'm gonna grab my weapon. I don't feel too good
yeah.
about this.
Roland's carrying his gun as well.
there- Yeah.
Okay, so I go back to the
Yeah,
car
I
and
am
grab my
too.
shoddy.
Perfect. Okay, so Roland draws his gun and very slowly pushes open the door.
And I'll
looks
get my
back.
pen light ready.
Jared, I gave you a baseball bat. You don't want to use it?
You should put the light on the baseball bat.
All right.
Laser pointed baseball bat.
And he takes a step into the room. And he sheathes his pistol. And he kind of says, "Yeah, it seems, at least this room seems fine."
Yeah, what are we looking at here?
So you enter a large front hall, the large front hall of the mansion. Sorry. And let me just for funsies, give you a little bit of this. You might recognize these tiles.
Wow.
You enter the large front hall of the mansion, and immediately you're hit with an eerie sense of home. The front hall is lavish, or at least was once at a time. A large chandelier has come crashing down right about here many years ago, and now it lays scattered across the floor, mainly in the center of the large front hall. The dark purple wallpaper, now faded and peeling, adds an odd sense of dampness to the house, as if it were living and breathing. Candles hang on every wall, some burnt down to the wick, others with pools of ancient wax below them, some still welcoming a flame. To your immediate right, there is a small but elegant wooden table with a note lying on top of it. And I'm going to post the note right now.
Am I in here or am I on the roof with Henry?
No, we're all in here.
So I go, hello?
So your voice echoes through the large hall. Hello, hello, hello.
It's
And
Edward.
you wait. And you hear nothing. So as you look, again, you're kind of surveying as you're looking around. On the far wall across from you, there's a main staircase. There's a wall on. There's a door on your wall to your immediate left, and another door underneath the stairs.
I grab a couple of candles and I put them in my pocket just in case there's no light downstairs or upstairs.
Perfect.
Yeah, good idea, Henry.
I throw a couple to the other guys and say, just in case, guys.
Jarrett's got his pen light, though.
Yeah,
No worries.
but I also got a couple 15-hour candles and some waterproof matches.
Are you you're wearing a scout troop backpack on your back?
Be prepared. Be prepared.
Be prepared.
What's that note say?
I also got a Ouija board if anyone wants to play it.
Yeah, let's do that right now.
Yeah, let's figure out the note first.
I can barely play that when it's sunny out and
So, and again, just to complete my little description, so you know exactly what you're saying. As I mentioned, on the far wall across from you is the main staircase. There's a door on the wall to your immediate left.
Yep.
Right down here. Maybe it's easier if I zoom in. Immediate left. And another door underneath the staircase.
where that table would be.
Across from you, right around here. You can only imagine this would lead to the basement. Up the up the large staircase, there are two doors that lead to another area. And you see a door a few steps to the left of that would most likely lead to the kitchen.
Hmm.
And
Which room?
that's the first thing.
Which room would the lattice have led to?
Somewhere on the second floor.
Harlan, I'm going to look around the windows and I'm going to look around the door frame to see if there's any holes from nails and boarding up.
Okay.
Wait,
So-
have any of us checked out the letter?
Okay, so you take a look at the letter, which is a
Yeah,
great
I want to see
idea.
the letter. Sorry to interrupt there.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I just meanwhile I'll be doing that as well.
Unforgivable, right?
Did we already read the letter?
Unforgivable. No.
Oh.
So this letter is.
Oh, this is the one in here. Okay.
Yes, this letter is sitting on the table next to the front door.
Oh.
And-
Well, here, I think, what's going on here?
So these letters are both, or sorry, this letter is posted in the Facebook chat, or in the Facebook group, sorry. This letter is not in English, and I don't think any of our investigators read this language.
Now, I've talked to these guys about my grandfather's diary, and I remember from the theater that I showed them how it's sort of magical.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Somehow, even though I can't explain it right now. So, can I grab my diary and kind of like think on it and think about, because I remember it said something about it had a whole list of names of spiritual advisors and stuff, and just wondering if I can tap into that and maybe get them to help me understand the letter.
Perfect. You absolutely can.
Okay, so spiritual advisors, like, help me out here. I got nothing. I know nothing from nothing.
Brilliant. Okay, so you pick up the small small letter. You each take a glance at it, and Roland leans over. It's Polish.
Thank you.
Well, and he says, "There's only one reason I know that, Jarrett." And you unfold the letter Roland handed to you earlier, and he says, "It's the one I translated. I don't speak it. It took me forever to do it. I did it letter by letter, but I know that's Polish." And you take the letter at the front hall, and you put it in your book, and you close it. And you open it back up, and the letter is gone. And the list of 100 names, there's a scroll written, and it says, "We're working on it." Perfect.
And it also says, "LOL, LOL. We are very." Looks Polish.
So let's pretend that Roland is
cursive is hard to read.
sitting in the corner translating, or actually Jared, I guess you would be with your diary, right?
Yeah, well, the book is doing it automatically.
Yeah, man.
Meanwhile,
Man,
I
Jared,
would
that
like
book
to,
is awesome.
I would like to look around a bunch, kind of look in the room, see if there's anything that I could get my hands on that would be of any interest whatsoever.
Okay, so
Anything around?
in this
Something
room,
you could just stealthily tuck inside your wife beater? No one would
Yeah.
notice?
Yeah.
so give me a spot hidden.
All right. So I rolled good. I'm
You rolled well. Superman
I rolled.
does good.
Listen, I'm a boxer, okay? You want to punch
So
in
you
the
take a
nose?
look around the front hall. You don't see anything, but you do notice that there are odd, empty spots in the walls where things were removed.
Hey, Jarrett. Look at these empty spots in the wall. Looks like where things were removed.
Well,
Like-
can we take a look at them and see if, like, the shape looks familiar or something? Like, are they, like, alcoves or maybe, like, fancy plates were being displayed or something on plate stands? Or
Yeah, so
Maybe-
you walk over and you look.
maybe candelabras?
Maybe
There
they
are
were
various
mirrors.
sizes.
Maybe
Oh,
they
you
were
think
the
maybe
mirrors.
they were meters? Sorry about that. Totally missed meters. I can't even say it. How the hell do you New Englanders speak?
mirrors. Mirrors.
Mirrors.
Yeah, the mirrors. But you don't understand what I'm saying? Saying mirrors.
Perfect. So again, just a quick note. I've posted the letter, as well as a few other letters that are going to be needed. They're not posted yet, but I'm just giving you a heads up. On the Facebook page, give it a crack, because we're going to need you spiritual advisors to help these guys along. So you guys are standing in the front room. You've noticed big empty spots, and yeah, you surmise that, yeah, these probably would have been the mirrors that they must have removed from this area.
Ah, nice. Nice work there, Henry.
I have feel sick. That's as much as I got.
All
Good
right.
luck, guys.
I go to the door directly to the left.
Okay, so you head over to the left door.
Yeah. and I just twist the handle, see if it's locked.
Okay, and it is.
So I just go around and just try to find what doors are open.
Okay, so you walk up the small hallway, the front hallway to the. Why would I just close that out? There we go. To the other door, up the small set of stairs, and you open it, and you are greeted by a very. Oops! Oh no! Secrets! Secrets! You're greeted by a man. No, you're greeted by the smell of stale, moldy food. And you see a small kitchen table in front of you with food still out on it, flies buzzing around, and many flies long since dead because it's lost all of its nutrients.
Okay.
And you take a step in, and there's dust and dirt all over the floor, mouse droppings and things like this.
Okay.
This
So
place
I
is
assume
disgusting.
this is the dining room that would lead into a kitchen.
It actually is the kitchen, just a small kitchen.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'll close the door, leave it open a crack, and.
Oh,
check
and
the
when you do go in the kitchen, you do notice that there is a door that you'd presume would lead outside.
Horse
To the back
feathers.
porch?
It's giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Mm-hmm.
To the back porch.
To the back porch, yep.
All right. So I say that to the other guys and then check the next door to see if that's open. Just all of them. That's what I'm going around doing.
Well done, Aisha. She's already got the first line.
It looks
So,
like
so Jarrett, you open your book as you feel it burning, and you see a first line written, and it says, "We are sad to inform you that we can no longer work for you."
Where is this? Where did she write that?
Under the picture that I posted.
Oh, okay.
Well done. Keep it up, guys. Okay. So, you do see...
So I'll be like, guys, it's working.
what?
The book, my grandfather's diary, it's like our spiritual advisors are like freaking miracle workers. Wicked weird. But it's
wicked and
working.
weird. So, Frank, you shut the door to the kitchen, and...
I keep working my way up to see what doors are unlocked.
Did I find
Listen,
any of those
Jonathan.
holes? Those nail holes?
Nail hole, sorry?
Yeah, because I remember in the first letter we read, it said something about boards being nailed and stuff. So I thought maybe he's barricading himself.
Yes. Sorry, yes, you did check that. The front windows are not boarded, no. There are no barricades in this front hall room.
Okay.
However, you've been watching Frank go around, check the office, walk over to the kitchen door, open it, and come back out as you guys are kind of standing in the front hall.
And
Okay, I would
looking
go with him then.
and looking around at these empty spots on the walls, are there any pictures of people on the walls?
Yes, there are a few. Obviously none that you recognize, but a few paintings. One of a man on a horse.
Are there any mirrors though?
There are no mirrors.
I'm gonna take a look there. I'm gonna take a look at the chandelier and see if it just fell down from the weight of time, or if it's been cut down or something like that.
Okay.
Hey, Harlan, I don't know if you saw Hans's stuff, but he's got like Mr. Stranzik, lest we set back and inform you that we can no longer for the Lord's work.
Yeah, so all these passages and pieces of phrase are kind of coming to you as you're reading the book. Every once
Nice,
in a while
now
it
we're
goes.
on the trolley.
Yeah, so it's not just one complete. It's everyone's comments are going to be fed through your book. So Jarrett, you're going to be responsible for feeding anything from there to here, and I will focus on this. Sorry, Chris, what was your question?
I was gonna look at the chandelier to see how it fell, just from time, or if it.
Okay,
Like,
give me
rip
a
the
spot- give me a
ceiling?
spot. Give me a mechanical repair.
Oh, good. Nope.
There's someone in your group that could.
Who would that be?
Let me take a look at that.
Thank you.
I'm pretty good with cars.
No.
Not me.
It's a chandelier, so.
It's not me that you're talking about, is it?
I'm a train engineer, but you got it.
Yeah.
I
well,
get it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So Edward kind of walks over and takes a look, to see if it was sabotage. Just again, the cutting of the metal, the style it would have been done in. And no, it looks like it fell from time. And again, looking up, you do see the roof kind of sagging with age. Wallpaper kind of peels off.
Oh,
maybe
there's a whole
waters.
translation done.
What's that?
What is this?
Words of
All right.
sorrow?
Keep going, Harlan.
What is that? Sorry.
So, who's looking where?
Edward, you got any ideas? No?
You checked all the doors?
No, not yet. I'm going up the stairs here to...
So, Frank, you walk up the stairs, and the door to your left, you open it up, and you see a sitting room with a few couches in it, dust covering the corners, some books sitting on a shelf. A pretty pleasant-looking room with a window that faces the backyard.
Okay, windows not boarded?
Window is not boarded, no.
All right.
Did we see the window that the birds were hitting into?
No, and based on the room that you're in right now, you would assume it's the one on the left that Frank looked as if it was locked.
So either we can pick our way into that room, we can bash our way in, or we could try to find a key.
Yeah, kick the door down. That's what I'm saying.
We got a kitchen down there, and then up here we got a sitting room, and I'm just going to check this one last door.
So you open the top door,
Yeah.
and it opens up to another small set of stairs, and you can tell this is the way to the second floor.
Ah, I see. Okay, and then this is the way to get up there.
Correct.
So...
And there is one last door on the main floor that is the steps going down, I should say.
Yeah, that's down to the basement.
Yes.
Now, I don't know, but us spiritual advisors aren't no splificated palookas. I think they got it.
Splificated palookas? This 1920s talk, right?
Jared,
That
what
was
do
the
you got?
snake's hips.
I don't understand you kids when you speak.
So, Jared, if you'd like to read it for the group, then.
Ah, well, wait a second. Now I'm all like messed up here. All right. So, Mr. Stranzik, lest we sit back and inform you that we can no longer for the Lord's work, we do not feel the comfort of a task of which Panis prosit with preliminary findings, and after careful deliberations, we decided for our good and for our safety, we had to leave. Words of sorrow. We will pray for your safety. Words of sorrow. Alice and Bartek Kotowaski. Anywhere close there?
Yeah,
What's,
that sounds like they were performing an exorcism or something in here.
Roland. What's the name of that little girl that we're looking for?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It just sounds
I
like
don't know
whatever going on
it's a
here.
little girl. It could be a little boy.
It just sounds like whatever went on here. It wasn't safe for them to stay, and they just left. They just up and left. Left all the food on the kitchen table too, apparently.
Didn't say why they left.
I pull my gun out and I make sure it's loaded.
Okay. It is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
Did it say why they left, Jared, or did it just say that they had to leave, they're sorry, no reasons given?
It just said something about the safety. They're worried about the safety, but it doesn't say why.
Like their own safety?
Yeah, I believe so, because it says we will pray for your safety.
Oh, your safety. Yeah. Okay. So say let's pretend that Henry's
But
right.
it does say we decided for our own good and for our safety, we had to leave.
I see.
I will tell you that the gist of what that is correct. There are a few choice words in there that are wrong, but the majority of the tone of this letter is correct.
Should we be giving some XP to some of the spirits at all?
We'll worry about that after, because there's going to be more. There's lots.
But-
So, Roland kind of walks over to the locked room, and he says, you said this was locked. Does anyone know how to pick a lock? I know, but
Yeah, I got some idea.
you want to give it a try?
Yeah, I'll try. And I pull out my lock picking tools, which I happen to have. Shut
You're a
up.
pro.
I give it a try. Lock picking, locksmith, right?
Yes.
Locksmith. So I have 55 in locksmith in, so I succeed.
55!
Nice.
Excellent. So, with a click, the door swings open, and you all kind of turn your attention to the now open door. What you see is a very dimly lit room. provided only right now by the light from the front hall, as the curtains are drawn. This is the room that you were looking at from the other side of of the porch. You take a step in, and Roland follows, and it looks to be an office that, again, someone must have worked in for a long time. However, it was locked. What's that?
Oh, sorry, I was just looking at Jared has a 1920s tablet. Just instead of a battery, it's run by souls. Apple still years away from the iNecro. That's from Evan Jones.
So yeah, you see a desk, stacks of papers written on it, or covered on it, and large shelves, mahogany shelves with books on it. Again, it's a fairly lavish office, but it looks lived in. The chair even is turned as if someone hastily left this room for the last time.
This is the room with the window, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna go inspect the window.
Okay. Frank, Jarrett, Edward, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna go in with Henry.
Yeah, I'll go check it out with them.
Yeah, well, of course I'm going, because in case they need a light or something.
All right, and they will.
You can't
So
just walk into darkness.
you all step into the room.
Good teamwork,
And-
guys. Good job.
You're all stepping into the room, and the curtains are drawn, and Henry, you go over to investigate, and I'm assuming you draw back the curtains.
Yeah.
So in a flash, you draw back the curtains, and staring at you are about 25 crows sitting where you were not minutes ago outside, all along the porch railing. And they're all menacingly staring at you. from
Okay,
this
no,
position.
that's a little weird. That's just that's concerning.
It's
I
too
close the curtains really slowly.
And you're gonna roll. Well, you're all gonna roll sanity.
Yeah.
As much as it's not horrific, it's scary as fuck.
I rolled under
So-
my sanity.
They're all
Good.
living?
They're all living crows staring at you.
I rolled well under.
Perfect.
Under.
Fucking crows. I want to punch.
And Jarrett?
Yeah, I'm working on it. So we just got to get under. Yeah, I'm good.
Brilliant. So, not that scary. And you close the curtains again.
Fuck you, crows.
All right. So again, there
Wicked weird, but
there's
not.
a inkwell and ink and quill all over this desk. It's very messy. There's kind of stuff all over the place.
You okay, Frank? I see everything's a little out of place. You okay? You need a cuddle?
Oh yeah, that's a lot more concerning than the crows, actually.
All right, I'll do a spot hidden. I'm gonna look around, check the desk, anything.
Okay, perfect. So, again, there's a ton of papers strewn all over the desk, and you do a spot hidden, and you see nothing.
No, I succeed.
Oh, really? Just barely?
I have a
Okay.
75.
Ah, interesting. Okay, yeah. So you're looking across the desk, and you notice that one of the pieces of paper is sitting on the topmost of a pile of pages. So you clear everything else aside, and you call the others over. And again, what you see is a page written in an almost shaky script. A
Like
shaken
rushed?
script.
Rush
A
shaky?
bit, not so much rushed as it is just.
Like someone who's drank too much and they can't control their hands.
That would be a very fair assumption, and I posted that as well.
Oh, great.
Ah, great.
I handed it
And
to
then
Jared. I said,
say,
"What can you make of that?"
Great.
Yeah, well, let's take a look there.
So, Jared, you take a look at the letter, and again, it looks very clearly in Polish. So you fold it up neatly, shove it into your book, and upon opening it again, you see that the letter has completely vanished.
Whoa.
Okay, so again, I'm pressing down and concentrating on my spiritual advisors and
You hear the
hoping they
sound
can
of
come up
dial-up?
with something. Yeah, we got, yeah.
1920s. That's all I have.
Yeah, operator, I'm looking for some internet.
Perfect. So again, that is posted. Now you guys probably have those translators still open, so let's fire through it. We need your help. So again, you're standing in the room. Does anyone else want to check for anything?
Well, the window. Yeah. What else is in this room? Like, is the window when he opened the drapes? Did the light illuminate anything on the inside?
It didn't look like it. And actually, now that you've gone through every floor or every room on this floor, this is basically the layout of the house. There is a smaller. Sorry, I should have mentioned. There's a smaller room right before the office, but we'll just say that you thoroughly checked this one and there was nothing in it. Mainly because they didn't have the tiles that I needed. This is the kitchen that you saw with moldy bread and things like that. Again, there is a side door with the actual kitchen portion. So I guess you're right. This is the dining room. My apologies. And you assume there is something else there, and this was the sitting room.
Okay.
Now, is there any books or anything that maybe I could look around and...
Yes, if you'd like, you can give us a little bit of a roll for an occult or a finding, or I gotta stop doing that.
Would it be like maybe library use?
Sure, give us a library use. That sounds legit.
Wait, did you say library?
A labia use?
What was that? I was thinking of Scrubs, the library, the strawberry.
A library? Yeah, and I got a
Strawberry.
hard success on my labia use.
Labia use. Okay, well then she finishes. No, basically what we're looking at is tons of books, and I'm going to go ahead and say the majority of them are in Polish, but
Not really much of a surprise.
yeah. No, actually, you don't find anything. I'm sorry. You find a few pictures that are interesting,
Okay,
but
well,
nothing stands out. Actually, no, we will say that. We will say, based on your hard success, that tucked between two books on the shelf, you do find an old photograph of what looks to be a woman in a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah. That's old wheelchair Maggie.
and that would explain the hard success on the labia use.
I'm just gonna put it out there. Did you see the crow about to attack her in the picture? Just gonna put it out there. There's a crow in the background swooping her head.
Harlan.
No, it's gone. Destroyed forever. I'm posting it on the stream.
I look around. Do I see any mirrors in this room?
No. You also see spots on the wall where a mirror very well might have hung. All right, so Roland kind of takes a breath and looks around and says, I'm out of here. And he walks out. And he kind of calls to Frank from the front hall and says, did you check out the kitchen?
No, not yet. I figured we'd all go together.
All right, well, I'm going to head there now.
All right.
10 to
I'll
1
join
says
ya.
all the pots and pans are all gone.
Hey,
Can I go?
Henry, any drawers on that desk, Henry?
I'll take a look. I've checked the drawers if there's anything.
Yeah, so you go through all the drawers, and no, it doesn't seem like there's anything left of them of any substance. There's a few odds and sods, a magnifying glass, things like that, but nothing of any absolute use.
Oh, well, I would
Until-
absolutely scoop that.
Yeah,
Hold on until you get to the bottom drawer. No, but I should mention that there is an oil lamp sitting on the top of a shelf that you could use if you wanted to.
Show
I
yours,
take my
Harlan.
candles out and I throw them on the ground and I take the oil lamp.
I'll never need these again! Perfect.
I
And
follow
magnifying
Roland.
glass is yours, Jarrett.
Oh, awesome. Thank
No,
you.
like it is yours. You left it there. No.
So, Henry, you said that picture. There was a crow in it?
Yeah, there's something I could have sworn I saw it when Joe was showing me. Or, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
now, did he put it in his book? Now I can't see it.
It's on Facebook. It's not a
There it
crow.
is. That's a plane. No, it's a
No, it's a
flagpole.
flagpole.
Oh, is it? I can't see it.
It's a flag. Oh, okay. It's not a crow.
There was a bird flying over her head. I could have sworn.
Maybe it was.
You
Roll
just
for
see
sanity.
things now.
Maybe you're going crazy.
But I do see
Really?
someone off to the side.
No, there's no crow. It's a flagpole. It looks like it, but it doesn't.
All right, Henry. And I go and join. No, sorry, Henry, not Henry.
Roland. Okay.
And I
So
go and I
Edward-
join you in the kitchen.
Perfect. So you and Roland stand in the living room. Roland kind of looks through a few few pots and pans and things like that, and kind of wafts off the smell of the food. God, this food must be 20 years old.
It stinks in here. What do you think? Why do you think they left?
I don't know. I can't piece this place together. And Frank and Jarrett and Henry, I assume you enter as well. And he turns to you. He says, "I'm not putting things together here. I'm not following what went down. Are you guys having any theories?"
Yeah, well, I feel like my spiritual advisors are translating, but my 4S phone's a little slow.
Yeah, let me see. Let me take a look. Maybe I can read it. Here's what we got so far. Last night when I sat down to my desk, I heard a voice whispered in my ear. Looked Dakota, but nobody something. Outside my window I saw the crowds of angry birds, I imagine, at my window. Their beaks wet with the blood of their deep... I don't know. That's about all I got. And then something about my thoughts recently frightened me and puzzled myself thinking about the activities which is hard to pronounce aloud. To say out loud.
Okay.
Dakota.
I think that's something that's probably not translated properly.
No,
But, you know, it sounds like, again, this guy's been troubled by something, and he probably called in some people to help him out. And my only guess is they were trying to exorcise the building and couldn't do it and left.
What, like a physiotherapy?
I
Sorry.
don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
It was when he.
things off though.
Oh, exorcise. Oh.
Maybe we should go downstairs and check the basement out. I mean, that's where the problems were in the last place we were in.
Why the mirrors though? Why the door open?
Maybe he couldn't look at himself. Maybe he was going crazy.
Mirrors
does-
sound like they could be something like what Henry was talking about.
Maybe.
Something to do with
All right.
the occult.
So you enter the next room and the small and kind of check the entire kitchen area, and Roland comes back and says, "Yeah, no, there's nothing in here."
Let's check the basement.
All
Yeah,
right.
there's got to be a cold cellar or something.
So you enter back into the main hall, and there is a door underneath the stairs that, as Frank kind of checked earlier, assumes goes to the basement.
But I was gonna say before we do that, what about that other room? That
Well,
reading
there
room.
was a sitting room. Yeah, the sitting room, and then the upstairs at the lattice.
There is a sitting room, and there's a second floor.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a nice parlor.
There is a nice parlor.
Well,
this is
let's
my
have-
only thinking, guys. If
Yeah.
something is here, it's probably in the basement, let's be honest. But what if it's not, and then we get trapped in the basement because it's upstairs? So I think
That doesn't make sense.
No, he's making perfect sense.
someone comes
We're
down
able to-
once we're in the basement, locks the door.
So Roland starts walking up the stairs. He says, "That's enough for me. We need to start checking this place."
Well, the other thing I think we should be looking for, do they have any, like, silver serving trays or anything? Because maybe we should give them a quick little polish so we got at least something reflective.
Or a rear view
Yeah,
mirror on a car.
Like
You
maybe the
have-
mirror
On cars, yeah. If you'd like to go grab one.
has something to do with what's haunting this place. I'll run back out. I run back out and get.
Okay.
Great.
As you're doing that, Roland continues up the stairs and opens the door to the second floor.
Well, hold on, Roland. Okay, so why don't we just try to piece this together before we go any further, just to see exactly what questions we're asking and what questions we're trying to answer.
Well, have you seen any sign of a little girl? I haven't seen anything.
No. I
Why do you keep
haven't.
saying little girl?
Because that's who we're here to find.
That's what was on the letter, right?
I thought you said you didn't know if it was a little girl or a little boy.
No, it's a little girl.
All right.
But
all
there's
right,
not
so
even any signs of, like, a little girl once lived here.
I don't see anything yet.
the mother, the picture of
weird.
the mother, maybe if that was the mother. But okay, so why don't we ask, what? Okay, why are the crows here? What are the crows doing? When did the crows come into play? Because he didn't see the crows before he started writing that letter, or before whatever happened earlier that day. Is that right?
I don't think anything. I don't know. We don't know anything yet.
The crows are attracted to this building for some reason. There's something attracting them.
What do you
No.
call a group of crows?
It's a murder.
Murder.
Yeah.
No. They're not attracted to the building. They were attracted to that room.
Yeah, this might sound crazy, but maybe we should let one in and see what happens.
Okay.
But hold on.
There's a thought.
They weren't attacking us when we pulled the blinds.
Yeah, not yet, but again, we didn't give them much time. You're right.
Now
You're right.
that-
Maybe they were trying to attack something else. Something else that's in here.
That office looked used. It did not look like a place someone spends a short amount of time in.
Did it look recently used, Harlan, or was there dust on it like everywhere else?
No, not recently.
Okay.
It just looked lived in.
Okay, so staying on the crows, why didn't they attack the window? They're here. They're
Because
sitting
they're
on the porch.
Whoever was on the other side of the window looking out, that's who they're trying to attack, and it wasn't us this time. Whoever was here before, they're waiting to see that person again, and for some reason they don't like him.
So you think that it's person specific,
Or thing specific.
whatever he's carrying.
No, I'm just meaning he might not be a person.
So Roland opens the door to the second floor and he says, "We don't know enough," and starts walking up the stairs.
But I like your line of thinking there, Henry.
And Edward, you come jogging up the stairs with the rear view mirror and shining it to everybody.
See, now that's
Hey,
interesting too, right? Because the crows didn't attack Eddie on his way out. So it's
Yeah.
not like they got anything against us, really. Just going along with Henry's theories.
I wonder if they're still there. So
Let's
I
go
tap
upstairs
Henry-
with Roland, because I think he's trying to...
Yeah, I know. I tap Edward on the shoulder and just say, "Hey, maybe keep that in your pocket just for now. Just
Good idea.
wait and see whether it's
Is
useful."
that a mirror in your pocket?
Or are you just happy to see yourself?
All right, so you approach, so you come up to the second floor and see Roland standing in the center of a hall. And he kind of looks back and he says, "Look, I agree, but right now I don't understand why these crows are attacking. And the fact that they're not attacking us also tells me something else." And this is the area that you walked up the stairs, and you're now standing in this hall. And there's a door immediately to your left and a door to your right at the end of the hall. And then it just cuts off.
Well, you know, I saw that trellis. I can only assume it's coming from whichever room it's coming from. You know, if we need to make a quick getaway, that's a good place to start.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Make our way there?
Yeah.
Okay. So we start making our way towards the trellis. Which door would that be going through?
Sorry, what trellis?
Wherever the trellis was on the outside of the building that we could climb up.
Oh, the lattice? Yeah. So it would be this one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to make our way to that one.
Okay.
I follow.
So it's open, and standing from your position, you see while this door is just a regular door, and you try it and it swings open. This door has large wooden boards nailed across it.
So this could be, maybe this is where, you know, someone heard the boards that was spoken about in the other letter.
Yeah.
So you open the door to the room, and you see a giant virgin
Is it a pinata?
No, it's a very small. It's a small empty room. There's very little in it. The walls are painted blue, now a faded blue, and it has a view overlooking the back porch, and you can see even from inside the lattice that runs up the side of the building.
Now, is it possible to take another look at that letter that talked about the boarding up? Just to get a little refresher?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you own it.
Yeah,
This-
well, that's because I think I would probably do that just to see if we missed anything the first time. Now that we actually see that,
Sure.
I was under the impression we heard him, like, whoever heard the boarding up was upstairs and the boarding was downstairs. Is there
Well,
possibly
that's-
an attic to this place? Could there be an attic?
Who are you asking me?
No, just in general to the guys.
There could be. I mean, I
well, it
don't
would
know
make
why there
sense
wouldn't be.
because we'd be able to tell are the rooms we're in are the ceiling slanted, because it's very common back in the day when they had, they slept in the attics because that's just the way the houses were built.
While we're looking around,
the ceiling is not slanted.
So more than likely, there's a way into the attic.
I'm gonna go back into the hallway we were in and check under the rug, just because I had some sort of spiritual advisor ask me to do that.
Whoa! Why'd you check under the rug?
Because Gabe had
the hallway.
Yeah. Gabe's. There's nothing there.
You throw back the rug, and below it you see long, thin floorboards.
Jerk!
No, there's no.
Fair enough. I just had to do it. All right. So as we're looking to this room, I'm keeping an eye out, seeing if I can find an entrance to an attic or anything.
Okay, so yeah, you see the room. You do see on the farthest wall from you, the east wall of the building, north, south, east, west, you do see a door, a large white door. And again, just to screen share it so you see what I'm saying. Don't you know? So this is the room you're in right now. Yep. And you come over to this door and open it, and what you see is a long hallway. And this is not a door. But what you do see is you see a... Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll for it. What you do see is a...
Like a hatch.
In the roof.
So there's like attic stairs if we pull them down.
Bingo!
In the hallway below me. Yeah.
Below you?
No, there's a letter. My father's... well, if you're willing. My father's hammering something in the hallway below me. I'm scared for our lives. Below me.
So someone's in the attic, whoever wrote the letter.
With Darla.
Again, good work, Henry. Good.
Check it out.
Okay, all right. So this man's in the attic. And
No. The man's not in the attic. Whoever heard the man hammering, the father is downstairs hammering something. This room across the hall. The girl, the daughter, is upstairs in the attic.
And she wrote this letter.
Well, someone did.
Okay, but no, it would be her writing the letter because she's the one who heard the voices. So she wrote this letter, and how did she get it to our friend Roland?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Can I compare the letters? How does
Messenger
the
crows?
penmanship compare? Are they the same?
Yes, you can compare the letters in real life, too. The penmanship is different for all three letters.
Right.
Huh.
For all three, so maybe the same person writing the shaky letter was one of them.
Here's another shot in the dark. The mother, the father, and the little girl. No. Sorry, the exorcists, the priests or whatever. The father and the little girl.
Exorcist, right? Okay, yep. The guy who came and left.
That was the front door. The one that
The father
Roland
with
got
the shaky
the little
hand.
girl,
Yes.
and the father was the shaky hand. He's the one going crazy, locking things up.
I think you're on the trolley.
You're on the trolley.
You know, this all being said, I take the mirror out of my pocket and I start looking at it as I'm going through each room. I'm curious if there's things that we can't
That's
see with the
scary
naked
shit.
eye.
That's scary shit, man. If you see something in there,
I'm thinking about it right now.
Slowly you start walking around the house, looking over your shoulder, waiting to see something behind you.
Suspense.
And you stop over the boarded up room behind you, the long wooden boards, the rusty nails, and you get an eerie sense of something behind there. But no, you don't see anything.
Oh my God, William, like the Blair Witch.
They took my tongue. They took my tongue.
Nothing, eh?
what about the dates? Do all the letters have dates?
Yeah.
We got the 27th of March, I'm assuming, 1890, which is 31 years ago, right?
And then there was 1890, March 27th, yeah. Then
What
one
the
of them
hell?
was
How long has this
December.
girl been here?
Well, I don't think she's here anymore if she got that letter to Roland.
Can I do a search in the room? Looking for any more letters or anything like that specifically?
The room that's leading to the attic or the bedroom?
Both.
Okay, so you do give me a spot hidden, yeah.
Nope.
No, you see nothing. You see nothing. But what you do see is, looking up, in the hatch in the roof that you would assume leads to the attic, you see a small gold keyhole. And based on the position, you can already guess that you won't be able to pick it. You're on it, the angle is too obscure for you to get a good angle in order to pick it.
It's too complicated to lock. I can see right away.
I could try kicking it up,
Yeah.
punching it.
Yeah, we could really wreck it to the point where we can't get in until we need more tools, and I don't want to do that. I say we just look for the key.
All right.
So
So
we do like a
there's-
room-by-room search?
Yeah, let's try again. Can you? I can't find anything. I don't know if it's the darkness in my eyes. But can you guys try to take a look around?
This is the bedroom we're in?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the bedroom to the left. You have the other bedroom across the hall that's boarded up. You also have the sitting room that you did not look through.
I'm gonna go down and look to the sitting room.
And the basement. All right, so Edward, you enter the sitting room, and again, you see what Frank saw moments ago. Beautiful couches, dust covered everything, and again, I want to emphasize that in the back rooms of the house, the light is still leaking in from outside. However, you still have a few lighting devices like Jared's pen light and things like that. You see in this room pretty standard stuff. Nothing jumps out at you, but you do see a closet in the corner with a door on it.
Well, I go open the closet door.
You open the closet door, and hanging is
Skeleton
Gina
in the
Davis in Beetlejuice. Give me a spot hidden.
Alrighty. Spot hidden. Oh,
Come on.
half. I got it.
Ooh. All right, so you there's a bunch of old coats and things like that, and rooting through, you come across something hard and wet. No, you
Oh,
feel
that's
you,
me.
you pull out a large iron crowbar.
All
Be
right.
helpful for the boards for sure.
If it comes down to that.
And Frank, Henry, Jarrett, what are you cats doing?
Well, I'm actually wondering now if for some reason they locked the key in the room that's all boarded up. Because that would be a pisser.
Yeah, that kind of goes along with the letter too. Maybe the father's trying to protect the girl or something crazy like that. I know I would.
It's not implausible.
Or maybe
If I
they're
was
all, maybe
trying to
they're-
keep her away as much as possible, that's probably what I would do.
So you're saying we're going to open up the boards?
I'm saying if a last thing, I say we check the basement too. I don't want to
Okay.
go into that room yet.
Yeah. agree.
I concur.
Okay.
But-
So who's on duty?
I don't want to go down the basement again. Last time I was in the basement, I nearly lost my mind.
So you're doing basement before the boarded up room?
I think so, yeah.
I would
Okay.
say yes.
Well, I don't know.
I have a crowbar.
Oh, are there any?
I got this crowbar now. I kind of want to use it.
Okay, all right. Quick theory: the mirrors. Once again.
Ooh.
So we know that this father is going crazy. The woods are making the father crazy, and he's.
We
and
don't
the
know anything.
crows. We don't know it, but it says in the letter that the woods are making him crazy.
The woods.
Hmm. So these
I
crows
come-
are from the woods. Sorry, just let me finish this train of thought, Edward. Do you feel like they're watching? Do you think that they'd be watching the father, maybe inspecting him? And if he feels like he's being watched, he might close the curtains, and he might destroy all the mirrors because he doesn't like to see himself. He doesn't like to be seen. I don't know. It's a stretch, but there might be
Why don't we
something.
take that? Why don't we take that mirror and slide it under the door and see if we can see anything?
I'm cool with that.
So I come running up the stairs, the crowbar in one hand, and the mirror in my other hand, and I pass Henry the crowbar, and I take the rearview mirror and I pull just the mirror part out, so it's just the glass,
And Roland's like, I need that, but okay.
And I take the other part and I just toss it on my shoulder. Like, without even any care of the world. And I slide the mirror part under the door. And I say, hey, Jarrett, why don't you take a look at this? You've got some glasses. You probably got some good eyesight. I've been
That's the opposite of what glasses mean.
Or Frank. Or Frank. Frank, you take a look.
I
don't know.
I'm getting kind of old. I think Henry should take a look. He's probably got the best eyes out of all of us.
All right, Henry, take a look.
I hand you back the crowbar.
It's like that game on Whose Line Is It Anyway, where they're
I thought glasses were like binoculars, you know?
Okay, Henry, you kneel down and you look through the crack in the door, and you don't see anything. The room is dark. You can see the shades are drawn, or the curtains are drawn, and you can't really see anything.
Jarrett, pass me your pen light. So I take it and I see if I can angle it off the light on the mirror and try to shine it in the room, see if I can get any angle. I mean, that'd be really tough, but I see what I can do.
Yeah.
I think all you'd see is the light in the mirror.
Yeah.
So I try to shine it into the room rather than on the mirror.
So you shine it through the keyhole and you kind of bend the mirror, but you still don't really see it.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I
But
take
do
the
we
crowbar.
hear anything? Because does it cause anything to move in there?
You can do a listen roll.
Yeah, I'll listen.
Keep shining the light, too.
No dice on my listening. Jarrett, do you hear anything?
I do, in fact. I
Doesn't
do
work
hear
like that.
nothing going on.
I do hear nothing.
All right. So you listen very
You
intently,
hear the ocean.
and you do not hear anything on the other side of the door.
And very bluntly and boldly and
Just the breathing of a
turn,
monster. Sorry, continue.
I take the crowbar and I jam it under and I pull off one of the boards.
Whoa, Edward.
Now,
no need to
actually,
act
I got a
like
question, game mechanics-wise,
Sure.
just because we didn't do it last game, but when we do succeed on a skill, we do a little check, and then we...
You know what's funny? I had that in big, bold letters at the top of my thing to remind you guys all to roll and increase them. But because I realized we're 10 games, that means if you rolled a 10 on every one, you could potentially bring something up to 100 from 0 in our game. So what we're going to do is every 2 games, we're going to do the increase.
Okay, but what... cool. I appreciate it. But Arlen, my question was actually, when we succeed, like I just did, but there was nothing resulting of it, do we still check it off?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
No problem.
So we shouldn't have rolled for an increase yet, is what you're saying.
Not yet. No, we're going to do the end of this game.
Okay.
Okay,
So I crack off half a board.
Yeah, Edward, you start pulling up the boards, and the creaking is echoing through the large house.
And I go up to Edward and I say, hang on. We'll get to that. But, let's go downstairs first and see if there's anything else before we disturb anything.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, let's go downstairs at least see if it's locked. And if it isn't, then we check that out. It might not be anything in there.
Whatever's in there, there's a reason there's boards on here, and I think, maybe we should go upstairs, check everywhere else first, because we know that this is probably the least safe room.
Now, just to counter that, the person who boarded this door was a crazy man.
He's not in there. That's a good point.
Yeah, he's not in there. So
That's a good point.
That is a very good point.
Unless he didn't board it.
no, I feel like he did. Just
Wow. Bob, that was kind of aggressive.
Whoa, what
What
happened?
did Bob say?
Punch that bitch, Edward. Yeah, I'm not going to pick a fight with a boxer with a crowbar.
Bitch. No. You are a teacher. You're supposed to know grammar. It says punch that bitch, Edward.
Oh, yeah.
Through the door.
Yeah, fair enough.
Punch that bitch, Edward.
That's funny. I don't care. If you guys want me to stop, and meanwhile, I got the crowbar, and I'm kind of looking at you guys
Oh,
going...
why is Harlan rolling? What's
Do I
going on
continue
here?
or do I not?
I'm playing Roland. So Roland says, "No, guys, Edward, open it up," and he helps.
And I kick the door in, even though it's probably
And
unlocked.
I pull my shotgun out and I say, okay.
And I got the pen light ready.
And Roland says, "Don't worry, I'll be first to go through. But look, we got to clear this floor by floor anyway. Regardless of what's in the basement, we're going to be back here anyway. Let's not waste any more time." And he opens the door and swings it open.
What if the key was in the basement?
Well, maybe, but I still would be curious what's behind here.
And I pull out my gun too as soon as when I drop the crowbar.
Same.
So, you open the door, and a dry, ancient stench hits you almost immediately. Yeah, exactly. And Roland steps into the room, and again, you feel the dampness from the door, and you hear the crunch of dead flies below his feet as he looks down, and the floor is just littered with, again, generations of flies. So as he steps in and turns towards the area you can't see, and he kind of goes, "Oh," and walks towards the window and draws the curtain. There's a body on
See
the
you, Roland.
bed.
Man, woman.
I have no idea.
I come in.
And he tries to open the window.
Yeah.
So as you guys enter, you see again a corpse lying on the bed, almost completely devoured over the years by maggots and insects. And,
So I'm going to do a little etching of it.
well, first off, you're all going to roll sanity.
Well, how bad is it? Is it just a skeleton at this point?
No, it's bad.
All right.
It's got loose clothes at one time, but lines like a tree that had bugs in it, lines kind of carved into it where the worms have kind of just eaten away bits of her skin. Its skin. No, you see that's a woman based on the skeleton. You pretty quickly pick that up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you also see in
A
the center
wheelchair?
of the room, tucked away in the corner, is a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
Chris says, "Does the body have any Polish writing on the skin?" So I can translate.
Don't worry, you'll get your turn.
A Polish dead body translated to English is an English dead body.
All right.
All right, so we got to roll for sanity, though.
Yes.
I
Even
failed.
though he warned us?
Oh no, I failed.
Why would I look? I didn't want to look.
All of you failed. Wow.
I didn't,
Oh. 1d3, everybody.
except for me.
That's not a thing. 1d6.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
before.
roll 6 and divide it by half.
Okay, dude.
All right, so I'm going to go down a couple.
I did 3.
Perfect. So make sure you check off your thing at the top to bring it down so we're all aware of what your sanity is.
And how do you gain sanity back again?
You don't. You go crazy and you die forever.
Okay.
So, Jared, you said that you walked over and you took a look at the body?
Well, yeah, because again, like one of my heroes that I learned about in university is Leonardo da Vinci, and most of our medical advances are because he defied the church, and he would go and dig up corpses, and he would cut them open and sketch the insides, and that's how we know that when you have a sore stomach, we don't have to, like, cut the angry gnomes out.
So, yes, you go over to the body and check it out.
So I just want to do a little etching, because I want to try to emulate one of my heroes.
Perfect. Okay, so you walk over and you etch it, and give me a spot hidden while you're looking at it.
Yeah, I'm right on.
Yeah, you are. Oh, Bob Lyle posted the picture from 7. That's pretty much exactly what it looks like, minus the plus a bunch of years. Okay, so you succeed then, and you said you got 7?
Sorry?
Oh, 50. How the hell did I
No,
do
I'm
7?
like, I'm right on.
Oh, because I was thinking
exactly
you meant 7. Perfect. So success. So you are looking at the body and you see her holding onto a photo. And as you grab the photo, it very comically snaps back. No, you pull the photo from her hand.
Well, actually, first I would sketch her holding the photo,
Yeah, you get the whole sketch thing down.
And then
you
I would.
sketch everything. Don't worry.
All right.
So she's holding this photo.
Oh, that's probably the little girl we're looking for.
Is
And,
there any way? Is there any signs of how she died?
the woman?
Yeah.
Ah, now there's the real question. Give me a first aid or something.
Can I do? I guess spot hidden doesn't count.
No, but you can also give a spot hidden if you want.
I got a first aid. A good first aid.
Well, it could be. It'd probably
You gotta
be like.
find
Would it be first aid or would it be medicine? I guess medicine would be like.
Anyway, you
got-
can justify it.
I
I'll
got
give
it.
to you.
I got first aid,
First aid? All right.
God.
and it's a hard success.
Okay.
Extreme success.
So, Henry, you walk over the body and kind of hold your handkerchief to your mouth, and you start looking over it. And you take a bit of time, but you deduce, based on the... Now, her legs are deformed. The bones are deformed. They look like they've been cracked and healed over 100 times.
Wheelchair.
Yeah.
And there was a wheelchair in the room, yes. However, based on what you can kind of surmise, there doesn't look to be anything wrong with the skeleton. Now, she could have had internal bleeding, but you would most likely rule this as just
I would think starvation.
starvation was the word I was going to say. Yeah. You said that better. Starvation?
Because I think she was obviously locked in here for a long time, and it's not like she could roll right out and grab herself a sandwich or nothing.
I hate
And
to say this,
based on the
guys.
fact that you were looking at her and Jarrett was sketching her, you noticed a golden pendant on her body, just hanging around her neck. Kind of, it's a bit faded now because of the years, but it hangs there pretty comfortably.
Can I? Well, I mean, we should probably take that just in case. Maybe it's the lock. Is it the same type, like color gold as the lock?
No. It is gold like the lock, but it doesn't look to be the same.
No, not the same. Can we? Let's just think about this for a second. I go back into the hallway and I say, let's get a timeline here. If I was a priest and I came into this place, there wouldn't be the boards on this door yet. So this lady had to die prior to the priest coming in, or after the priest came in. The priest left, gave up. Then the husband goes insane because there's nothing they can do. Locks the wife away, locks the child away, and offs himself. 10-1 says the body's in the basement of the man.
But before we do that, I want to search this room for that key. So I'm looking around.
Anyone want to take those odds? Anyone want to take that gambling on? I mean, just saying, I'll put that out there. Anyone want to gamble about that?
Give me a spot hidden, Alex.
I'll take that. I'll take those odds.
Take that action.
I'll get into that action. I do. It's not hard or anything, but at a 50, I got a 36.
Okay.
Now, is the locket big enough to have a key as well?
You do not see any key.
Can we open the locket? Have we opened the locket?
It is not a locket, it's a pendant. It is just
Yeah, my bad.
It's alright. Don't ever let it happen again.
It's not
Ever.
the. Yeah. Okay, I say we move on.
Well, it's not like she's gonna miss the pendant or anything, so I might take it because I might need
It's going to
it.
make her come back from the dead.
What's the pendant of? Is it like a religious symbol or something?
You don't recognize it. It seems to be some sort of occult symbol of some sort, but you can tell right now that's nothing you've ever seen.
Well, if it's occultish, I don't really want to touch it, but I will sketch it separately, because I probably didn't get it the first time around.
Okay. And as you're doing this, Roland's out in the hall, and he asks Jared, he says, let me look at those letters that you sent off again.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Third letter.
And he hands them back, and he says, this was the first letter we got, right, when we walked in? He says, it's signed by 2 people, right?
Yeah.
He says, I get that much. It says something and something, something, but they got the same last name. I don't think we're dealing with exorcists here. I don't think this doesn't read to me. Look, if you're an exorcist and you're leaving the house, why would you write a letter? Who are you writing a letter to?
Cultists, maybe?
I don't know. This doesn't seem that. I don't get anything from it that seems religious. It just seems like a goodbye letter of some sort.
Yeah. Can you read it again to me? Where is it here?
The translation says that Hans is the latest one. It says, "We do not feel the comfort of a task in which Panis process with preliminary findings after careful deliberation we decided for our own good and for our safety that we had to leave. We will pray for your safety, Alice and Bartok Katowski."
Okay, well, I'm going to step out of the room because it's probably pretty stinky.
Oh yeah, I'm in the hall already.
Yeah.
And what I want to do is do a second drawing of the same pendant.
Okay.
And I want to put that in the diary and see if the spiritual advisors would have any info on it. They may not, but
Okay.
again,
So-
they may be able to reach out from beyond and see if it's a symbol of some sort.
Perfect. Okay. So you do that.
And again, if you're a spiritual advisor and Harlan says no, be like, hey, can I spend some experience to do this? And he'll probably still say no, but that's okay.
Force him to do it. All right.
All
So
right.
Roland kind of says, "All right. I think now it's time we check the basement." And he starts
I
walking
hate
towards the stairs.
basements.
All right, let's go.
You weren't in the last one. You love cars, Jimmy. All right.
Oh,
So
hold on, guys. I just want to check something quickly.
okay.
And I go back into the room and cover my mouth and look for a diary or something, maybe on the wheelchair. I bring the wheelchair out into the hall.
Okay. So you grab the rickety wheelchair and kind of wheel it out, and it's relatively heavy.
Okay. And I just do a look around it. It's still working and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
okay.
been sitting there for a long time.
And I inspect it. And I call Henry over to make a to see if
Can I
he's-
borrow your eyes?
borrow
Okay.
your eyes, Henry?
Give us a spot hidden, Henry.
Yeah. What am I looking for?
Okay, so
I don't
you
know.
inspect the wheelchair, you take a look at it, every nook and cranny, it's a regular wheelchair. Nothing
Yeah.
odd about it.
Nothing hidden, no diary, no note or anything. That would have been nice and convenient. But all right, let's go. I'm done. Sorry, guys.
No, that's good.
All right.
And
And
roll
roll
as
kind
thorough
of
as possible.
like, hey, you never know. And you head down to the main floor, and you're standing before the basement door. Roland reaches out, turns the knob, swings it open. Who wants to be the first?
No chance in hell, man.
Yeah, go
I stand
ahead.
back.
Everybody say no at the same time, why don't you?
I'll go.
Well, I got you light.
Yeah, Edward, why don't you got the crowbar?
I got the crowbar. Let's do this.
All right, Edward, so you step into the top of the stairs and you begin going down.
And I
The
say,
floor creaks below your feet.
just like this.
Don't jump out, or I'll kill you.
So you eventually
Good
get.
one, Edward.
Careful of the stairs, Edward. They might be old and rickety.
So they are rickety, and but you make it to the bottom, and you again feel the humidity of the cellar. It permeates the stone walls, and as you put your feet down on the bottom floor, you feel your feet crunch on the broken glass that's most likely below them. The sickly sweet smell of iron is almost palpable, but the darkness hides anything that you might be able to see.
I need a
Anything
light.
down there, Edward?
I need a
Oh, I was
light.
following them. I'm going
Okay.
down with them.
So Jarrett, you come down with him. Now the
Yeah, because
pen
I'd be with them.
Okay, it's very limited in light, and you can only kind of see what's immediately around you. And you have a large pillar to your right, and on the pillar, facing out towards the main area of the basement, it looks to be a metal wheel. Doesn't look like it was built with the house, but installed at a later date. And there's a wire running off the wheel up to the ceiling.
I turn it.
Okay. So you start turning, and you hear a.
Sounds like electricity. I keep turning.
What are you doing down there, Edward?
There's a wheel. I'm
What do you
turning
think
it.
you're doing?
Anything happening?
Stop whatever you're doing.
Nothing but that.
Alright, I stop.
Who listens to the guys at the top of the stairs?
Keep turning it.
And I just say quietly,
Hello?
So
Anyone alive down here?
the ticking that you heard is coming off in the distance of the dark basement, but you can't quite see with the pen light alone.
Well, we got that lantern.
Sorry,
okay,
yes.
let's flick the lantern on then.
I have it up here, but I'll pass it down.
So
There,
we
I'll
should
carry
probably go up the stairs to get it.
You and he lights it.
All right.
Like, I'll go down, I'll bring it down, and he walks down and hands it.
Ooh, Harlan, you should turn your lights off now. Now that you have that.
It's good. I always have this. It's always right here.
Oh wow.
All right, so he walks down and hands it to you.
Thanks. And he goes back up.
No, I'll stay down.
Am I the only one up here?
No, you're with Roland.
Oh, Roland just took the lamp down to you. It's only Frank and Henry that's up.
Oh, I thought I took the lantern. Never mind. Sorry, I go down with Roland. And so
Oh, okay.
Henry-
So everyone but Henry.
Hey, Henry, you coming down?
Guys, it seems okay down here. There's nothing jumping out of this.
So you step out into the basement, and the crunch of glass is below you. You see the stone walls of the relatively small cellar room, and as you turn the oil lamp light a little brighter, you see in the far corner of the large room a writing desk made of, looks like ornate but old wood. And you slowly approach. Cobwebs cover most of its legs. And sitting squarely, you see an oddly shaped typewriter squarely in the center. Again, you're a little too far to make it all in.
Well, I go closer.
Okay. Everybody join him, or does he die on his? Does he go on his own?
Yeah, no, I want to go check that out as well.
Jarrett,
Perfect.
Jarrett, hold the
Jarrett
light.
walks,
Actually,
the manly one, right
I'll
next
hold
to
the
him.
light. Jarrett, you look.
Roland walks over too.
No, I don't think I would be the one to go over.
Jarrett,
But
get over here. I'll protect you. Look at this typewriter thing. What do you make of this?
In the meanwhile, I want to run upstairs and lodge something between the door, so that way it can't swing shut on us.
Oh, good thinking.
Too late. It swings shut and kills you. No, it's okay. Sure. So you shove a
Like I
gift
just
in the
pull
door.
like something like a table over or something and put it between it.
Okay. So you continue and approach. I guess Frank, you're just kind of standing at the bottom of the stairs,
Yeah,
and Roland joins the
I
three.
commend Henry on his thinking. I was thinking similarly.
Yeah, call me paranoid, but I didn't have a good experience last time I was in the basement.
Okay, so Roland takes the lamp from you, Edward, and only because I have it right here, and he covers the light from his eyes as the three of you approach the table, and as it comes into light, what you see makes you reel back in horror. It looks as though it's a dead crow, but it's been
Another fucking crow?
but it's been taken apart and sewn back together with wire and metal pieces, and it's somehow built into the typewriter. Its lifeless eyes reflect the dots of light from the lamp as you approach it. Its beak is bent upwards as if it were broken and taped back together in a horrid fashion. So Jarrett and Edward roll sanity.
I'm so sad for this little creature right now.
What the fuck is this? And I barely get under.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
0-0. Good, good, good. And you see on the typewriter, it has a sheet of paper protruding from it and letters on it.
Yeah, well, we'll give them a little read.
And I posted them in chat and I posted them on Facebook, so you can see the letters written.
Like Otko mest a black, K-goat comes the thebble. Huh. Something about a black goat from Oatco.
Is that like Amway or something?
What's this? What are you guys reading?
They're doing all the cool stuff. You're upstairs.
No, I'm
Scared.
downstairs with them, but I don't not
You're
really
just hanging
close.
back.
Yeah, God, I'm going, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, I'm
Jared,
darkness.
have you heard of anything called
The black
goat?
goat.
Henry, take a look at this.
The black goat comes.
The black.
Crap, that doesn't sound good.
Something about meth.
No, it's just the black goat. The black goat comes. The black goat comes. It's just a little messed up.
Red
But
rum.
if you
Yeah.
look at the very bottom, it says the blah, and we bring that to the top. Black
Whoa.
goat comes. The black goat comes.
Oh my God, Jared.
Try typing
What
that
is-
in the writer. See
what
what
is-
happens.
What is a goat? What is a goat?
Well,
What does a
again,
goat symbolize? No, but what does a goat symbolize?
well, often they talk about the goat as like a symbol for Satan. Although it could be more of a Celtic deity.
Roland walks over to the wheel on the wall and continues turning it.
What?
And more letter, and you can see the typewriter typing. And it continues writing.
Oh, good work, Eddie.
Hey,
This was
Henry.
all you.
Henry, come with me, guys. We're gonna go upstairs a second.
Yeah. What do you got in mind, Frank?
I don't know, but you think this is connected to the crows somehow?
Do you think when he types or he turns the wheel, it drives the crows crazy? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I don't know if you should continue turning that wheel, though.
Because it might make them a little bit angry with the one who turns it or something?
I don't
And
know.
Roland says, "Well, I don't know, but it looks pretty. Does anyone know any mechanics? Does anyone have a good skill at this kind of shit?"
Edward,
Yeah. I can
Well, I'm just going to sit back and do a little etching of this little room in the typewriter.
Okay, I'm just gonna buy you a photograph or a camera.
So I do mechanical roll. I want to see how this thing's hooked up. I'm kind of like inspecting it without pulling it apart.
Okay.
And I don't think I got it. No, I didn't.
Nip.
So again, at the same time, I'm going to do an occult check
Okay.
That's what I was looking for.
and just see if, again, I know anything else about the black goat.
And maybe
And I
ask
don't.
Yes.
the
Maybe we need to repair the machine. Maybe it's supposed to be spelling black goat comes, but it's broken, and once you repair it, it'll spell it properly.
Yeah. Okay. Do we need to spell it properly?
I think I don't know what it's for, but I think that's how it's supposed to work. And something's maybe the time it's been destroyed somehow.
Okay. All right. You might be right. You might be
Take a
right.
look at the spacing. Frank, is there any way they can affect the spacing?
I'm sure it could, and I take a look at the machine,
Okay.
and I'll do a mechanical repair roll, but I don't want to repair it. I just want to understand it.
Okay.
All right. And the reason I don't want to repair it, and I explain this as I'm doing it, I say we're looking for a kid right now. We're looking for a key that we can get up to the attic and find that kid. Let's not forget that. If we're getting sidetracked here,
Okay, roll.
it might not help us out.
So again, I'm going to do a spot hidden at the same time.
This is an interesting post from Bob.
Ooh, boobies.
I like the one from Hans Zinger. Zinger.
Did you succeed or?
Real zinger. Oh yes, I succeeded.
Okay, so you take a look at the typewriter and the wheel on the wall that Roland's standing next to. You kind of follow it, and you look down, and you can see that this has kind of cleverly been rigged up to it's producing a kind of a good it's typing.
Yeah.
He made an electric
It looks as
typewriter.
though someone has surgically removed the bones of the crow and instead run metal wires through it in order to fuse it with the metal. And it's a horrific hybrid reel, really. But you end up kind of looking at it, and you see that there is a small piece of metal running underneath the typewriter. And every line that's typed, the ching part, I can't remember the name of it, is pulling something out from underneath the typewriter a little more.
Okay, so I pull out what's behind it.
You can't. It's for whatever reason, the piece of metal that's holding it is also keeping it in place.
Almost like we have to keep turning in order to get whatever's underneath it.
But do we? Do we want to? Maybe it's a
We
booby
can't
trap.
know until we get it.
Maybe
So
it's a booby trap.
So there is no way to fix it? Well, I mean, it might be the key.
Is it even broken, Harlan? Would you know if it's broken or not?
Does not look broken.
Oh, it doesn't look like it's snagging on something?
No.
I think that's the way the way it works.
So it's catching this metal thing and then...
Slowly opening something.
The piece of metal is not caught, it's screwed into the lever. Something is underneath it. That the more it's tight, it actually pulls it out from underneath for you.
I'm saying. I look underneath the desk.
Who knows?
I look underneath the desk. Is there anything suspicious underneath there?
No, it doesn't look like it. It's a pretty straightforward desk. The typewriter is drilled into the desk.
Are there any drawers?
No, it's just a plain table.
Roland, should we just keep turning this thing, you think?
And he kind of looks at you, and he looks at Jarrett, and he turns it fast. And before you, a live hand grenade. No, it pulls out a piece of metal that, as it comes out, you see a small golden key attached to the end of the piece of metal.
Aha!
And Roland says, "What's on it?"
Frank?
What's on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I take a look.
It's the small golden key that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
All right, so roll
I
walks
say
over and
that to
grabs
him.
the small-
Sorry, Roll. I said it's a key. I didn't realize we were in roleplay there.
Okay. So he walks over and he says, "All right, I think we know where we need to go."
Yeah.
And he heads up the stairs.
Hey, Henry.
Yeah.
Okay, he boards the wife in the room, but he hides the key to the upstairs in this very intricate, crazy contraption. Why
That
go through all
says-
that trouble?
That says the black goat comes.
It's beyond me.
Well, again, the guy wasn't, he wasn't playing with a full deck of cards.
Yeah,
Maybe he just wasn't thinking straight. He wasn't all on the level.
So pretend we're playing a game, and I'm asking these as we're walking upstairs. If it's typing on the typewriter, the black goat comes. Whoever is turning that wheel is seeing this message. The black goat comes. The black goat comes. The black goat comes. So on and so forth, until that key is released. Are we unleashing the black goat by unlocking the hatch upstairs?
And that's what I'm worried about.
Either way, if there's a little girl up there, we gotta get up there and get her out of there. I mean, I know it's been years, but maybe we can bury her and put her to some rest.
Now, I also want to check my diary again and see if anything came back on that pendant.
No, nothing came back on the pendant. The pendant itself does seem significant, but the symbol on it is irrelevant right now.
Let's keep it just...
So Roland
let's-
heads upstairs, and
Can I grab the pendant before we go open up the...
oh yeah, of course, yeah, it's in your possession.
Put it on.
I'll just have it on my person, but not around me.
Excuse me.
Perfect.
I mean, it didn't work out so well for her.
You make a good point.
So you head back upstairs and you stand below the attic, and Roland holds it in his hand and says, "I can open it, or I can boost one of you guys up to open it. It's up to you."
Yeah.
Well, again, there's enough desks and stuff around. Can we use a desk and stand on a desk and pull it up?
There's no
Yeah,
desk
once
in this room, but we could probably find something. Yeah, sure.
That's not a waste of time. Roland, boost me up.
So he lifts Henry up, and you lift, and with a small click, you see the attic kind of come down and the ladder extend. And it hits the floor with the thud! And the house falls apart because it's old. The end. No. All right. So it's down, and Roland says, "Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first again?"
Nah.
I went first
This
last
is-
time.
I'll go. And
All right, Henry. So
Take my-
slowly, you climb the ladder up to the ceiling,
Be
or
careful.
the attic, and peeking over the floorboards in the attic, you see feet hanging down before you. And maybe 3 feet away, you see a man hanging from the rafters. Just, well, still, I guess. The stench is toned down as,
It's
opposed to
been
the
his.
body below, the sunlight has been almost cooking it, and it's dried out, and its leathery kind of skin just hangs there, almost preserved up here. But the body looks to be a man dressed relatively finely. And you kind of quickly look around. The room itself looks to be a common room of sorts. And you see another small doorway leading to what you would imagine is a bedroom. But from this, it's just kind of a slanted ceiling, floorboards, a few
Well,
boxes.
I rolled an sanity check and I passed. I don't know if I needed to.
Yes, you did.
And I just talked down the ladder and I said, "Listen, guys, up here, I think we found the man. He's hung himself, so just be aware of that when you come up here."
And then he locked himself in?
I don't know what happened. That
So
is
you
very
do
strange.
see from the
Or
ladder,
did the-
because this is the next question, that there is
or
a
did the
turn
other
lock
couple-
on the back of
So
the...
you can lock yourself in from up here.
Gotcha.
Okay. There's also doors. I think there's a bedroom back here.
So Roland heads up after you, and again, you won't have to roll sanity because he did prep you a little better than the woman. Roland prepped you guys very well. He just said it's a body. And you see the man hanging there, again lifeless, and Roland kind of walks past him and into the room, which you can see from the common room is a lighter shade of pink.
Okay. Now, if we all go up, we all have to make the sanity check. Is that correct?
No. They'll because Henry did a better job
Warned you?
warning you than Roland did. Yeah.
Can I
Now
check
the curtains are
body?
drawn. The small window that is in this common room, the curtains are drawn, but enough light is leaking through the curtains too.
So I say we open the curtain and see if the crows are there, and secondly, let's check this body.
Yeah, for anything on it.
Okay, so
And I'm just going to sit in the corner and do a little etching.
all right, so Henry, you walk over and throw the curtains, and in a flash, glass shatters, and the entire common room is filled with black crows.
Oh my god!
They swoop and cut your faces as they circle the body with immensity that you've never seen before. A ravishing cry from every single crow in the murder echoes through the attic. And bit by bit, in minutes, you see them tear apart the flesh of the man hanging. And after an insane, again, what feels like seconds, the body is almost completely devoured, and every single crow continues out through the broken window. And all you're left with is black feathers, flecks of blood, and cuts on each of your own faces.
The
Yeah, and I
crows
guess
were
we do
there.
a sanity for that.
The crows were there, yes. Yeah, and each of you roll. Actually, we're going to forego sanity, we're going to say damage. Everyone takes 1d3 of damage.
What?
It's like 100 or like 50 crows pummeling you on different positions. So.
We don't have D3s.
It's a 6 divided by 2. So we got 3, 1, and 1.
Technically, I have 0.5.
It's a lot of damage from crows, but they cut you up real good. All right.
And again, I'm going to do a little etching of that.
Okay.
All the crows.
Where do you change that on your character sheet? The
Hit points.
sanity?
Hit points. Yeah, you just take away the hit points.
It's on your left underneath your name.
So Roland kind of picks himself up,
Oh.
wipes some of the blood from the cuts on his cheek, and walks into the young girl's room.
He just walks right in there?
Just walks right in. And he says, I think this is where we're looking for. And as you lean around the corner, you see Roland standing in the center of a small room within the attic with a single bed, light pink paint on the walls, a dresser in the corner, and while the outside world, including the house, has been extremely scorchingly hot. Even already, this room feels a little colder. And even from the doorway, you guys can see just a slight cloud in your breath as you exhale. The dust-laden furniture looks untouched for years, much like the rest of the house. And the bed in the corner is filled with cobwebs. And you kind of survey the room, and the dresser stands out to you. And you see the cling patches on top of the dresser. And you notice that something has been shifted a few times from its original resting place. And Roland kind of looks to it, and he points, and you follow the dust, and you see an ornate music box. And you see a small combination lock on the top of it, and Jarrett, you feel your chest burning.
Crap, so I'm going to reach in, and I'm going to look at my grandfather's diary, and I'm not going to lie, I'm feeling like this guy took us for a ride a little bit. I think he knows exactly what's going on, but I'll check out my grandfather's diary and see why it's burning.
Okay, so you check out your grandfather's diary, and there are 4 letters written. ESSZ. And
try it.
You look at the music box, and you see a 4-letter combination in the top.
So I suggest to Roland that he give this a shot.
So he kind of nods to you and says, okay. And ESSZ is clicked in, and he opens it. And inside are a few pages folded, old to the touch, leathery almost. And he asks you, he says, Jarrett, hand me the page I originally handed you.
So I hand it back to him?
And he holds them next to each other, and he says, this is from the same diary. This is from the girl.
How the hell did you get it?
What?
How did you get it?
Get her page?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
This is the one you've had the whole time?
This is the one that I got sent to my...
Yeah, somehow a page from her diary that's locked up here in this attic for how many years is now...
No, this isn't her diary. This is, and it's only maybe 4 folded pages, ripped from the diary as well. Right. And he hands it back to Jarrett, and he says, put this in your book. Send this to them. See if they can solve this.
Absolutely, but not before I give them a little thank you.
Okay.
For helping out as much as they have so far.
Yes. Quick side note, thank you so much for helping out so far. And in case you haven't noticed, that ESSZ was the answer to the enigma that we posted on the week. It was the same setting and everything. I have posted a few of those translated pages right now that need to be translated as soon as humanly possible. Chris Lawrence did a fantastic idea and said, I'll take the second 2 pages. I think that's a really great idea if you guys want to split up the work. However, as you are handed the pages, you do see something fall out, Jarrett, and the 4 of you, or the 5 of you, kind of stop and look down, and landing in your feet is a unfolded page with a series of drawings on it.
Poop.
Can someone
Big
translate
pieces of
that
poop.
from the page?
Dvar, I think that means house, dwelling. That's
Yeah.
my guess, at least.
Yeah, so maybe we got to go around like...
There's the
The
pile,
mountain?
maybe? Maybe one of these is the pile of...
Yeah, the third sea,
Then-
Otsane...
De Vars Dwell.
Yeah, that would be
Dwell.
north. It's north of the house.
Sorry, guys.
Don't ever apologize for your
Someone in
goddamn
here.
cat.
Are you posting the map on the stream?
Yes, it is actually part of the diary, but I will also post the map for...
Is that Zara? Making all that noise?
No, that's me making that noise.
I know your moans.
Chris.
Yes, help me. So, yeah, and Roland kind of looks at you and looks at the page between at your feet and picks it up and kind of says, "You think this is house?"
I don't know. I could be totally wrong, but that's my guess. I mean, if this is a map of the property, you've got the house there. You've got the forest. That's the squiggly poop-looking thing. Exclamation mark.
Poop.
That's what I would have said too. Poop.
And Roland kind of shakes it off and says, "Oh God, this is. Why would I get the page? And why were some of the diaries? It feels like someone's just fucking with me."
Maybe they want to complete the diary. Maybe whoever gave you that letter is using using us to fill in all the pages, and now we've just got 4 more.
And he picks up the map and he says, "All right, look. If this is the map, if this is the fucking map, it's leading us somewhere. So the back of the house would be north. It's got 3 things on it. So we turn right at the 3 things and we go around there." And he looks out the window, and the sun is setting. It's about 5 o'clock now, 6 o'clock. And he looks at you and he's, "What's
Sorry,
up?"
go ahead. Go ahead,
says,
Harlan.
"All right, we need to go. We need to find this place."
Why do we
let's
have
go.
to do it now? Why can't we wait till morning?
And he says, "Because we gotta keep pushing. We've already wasted too much time." And he folds it and he puts it in his breast pocket and he starts
I
leaving.
agree with Edward.
I walk over to Frank and I say, Frank, is there something strange about Roland?
And that's where I was going to do like a psychology check on Roland and just see if there's some reason I should be questioning him.
Yeah,
Like, is he holding back?
Give me a psychology roll.
Frank, it doesn't make sense why we would just go.
And I see no reason to be suspicious of him.
Okay.
It just seems brash to me.
I'll do one as well.
All right.
I'm successful.
Technically, you're not allowed to roll it, so give me a thematic reason that you would have to roll it again.
He asked me about it.
Yeah, originally it was kind of me questioning him, and
Well, like maybe you stop him before he leaves, because
I say, Roland, why are we in such a hurry? Do you have any reason to believe we should be going so quickly?
And I also think it's a little bit differently because I'm looking at it from a psychological point of view, and he's looking at it from hey, I'm a gambling man, and this guy's bluffing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Good.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see him. So he turns around at the 4 of you, and he kind of says, "Look, it's." Oh wait, no, you're rolling psychology on him. He seems genuine, except he seems genuine in his passion and his drive. However, there is something he's not telling you, which causes him distress.
So does he answer my question? Right? Is there a reason you think we need to be in such a hurry?
Yes, there is a reason we need to be in such a hurry.
I think it's only fair you tell us. I mean, it's a good chance we're going to be in danger.
Yeah,
Give
I
us
think it's
Give
only
us
fair.
a persuade.
Okay.
Anybody got a persuade?
I got a good persuade. Not that good.
And he goes, "No, look, I need you guys to trust me. This is something that we need to do, and there's no more time to waste."
I want to intimidate.
Whoa.
Okay.
I gotta say, I do it successfully, and I say, listen, Roland, we gotta know why we're following you right now so quickly. Just be honest with us, because here we are following you into the woods, and it's getting dark.
All right.
I don't know.
All right. Listen. This wasn't my intention to hide anything from you guys. But honestly, I don't, and I get where you're coming from. But look, that letter came to my office weeks ago. Wasn't the only thing that came. It was followed by a phone call. I did not recognize the voice on the other end, other than the fact that it was a male, and he informed me that he took my daughter. And I I haven't seen her in weeks. I don't know if she's alive. And he starts, if I was a better actor, he would start tearing up. I don't know if she's alive. I don't know what. But the only thing I have to go on is the fact that whoever this fucking psycho is he asked me to find this girl, and I have to do everything in my power to find this girl, and I need help.
Roland, we're gonna find her. Let's go, guys.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I believe your story.
And you can roll psychology, but we'll save time. He is telling the truth.
We have a little bit more information from the. It says something about the tree. 3 trees. Applause for rock. Keys in the rock under the porch. I'm gonna guess that applause is probably like clap or something different. But
we're gonna get the clap from some trees.
Yeah. If we're not careful, it's gonna be all.
Is it like an Evil Dead thing?
Evil Dead thing. That's right.
Okay.
Maybe there's a rock on the porch we missed though. Take a look.
Okay, so you
As
exit
we're
the
leaving.
house. And Roland is looking at the map as well, and kind of consolidating with Jarrett and saying, yeah, that makes sense. And easily enough, you guys follow the directions. You walk straight to the back, and you find 3 large black trees, which you immediately cut right in. And you walk until you reach a large boulder, massive boulder. And you essentially follow the directions. And while they are not overly confusing, the small details made a difference because you wouldn't have known which trees. There were white trees before it and things like that. So as you're piecing together the information, you continue on your way until you eventually come to a break in the trees.
Oh, why?
Yes. And you break out of the trees, and again, the sun is still setting, and Roland now is looking more intense and worried. And before you lies a small complex of buildings. They look as though they create a small community. And there's a small dirt road between them, and the air is still thick and humid. The sun now setting is still heating the day as walking through the woods is soaked through your clothes. But there's, in the middle of the woods, for no explainable reason, you see 2 houses, one almost completely destroyed, on either side of a small dirt road leading to a large white wooden church. And the small road ahead of you, like I said, is lining towards the church. The white paint of the church is kind of chipping and peeling off over the years. Lines like lightning are running up the sides of it, cracking the foundation of the church itself. And a large bell, which once sat atop the church, is now embedded within the dirt next to it.
Ooh. Embedded in the dirt, as in it fell off?
Yeah.
Let's inspect the bell first of all.
Okay.
Well,
Shouldn't we just be looking for this little girl?
Yeah. We should.
So give
but
us
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, spot hidden, go for it.
Yeah, I pass.
Okay, so the bell looks pretty normal. It is a broken bell of iron. It's been very old as well. But you do see in the middle of the pathway a broken oil lamp, just shattered. And again, it's been there for a number of years. It's caked in mud and dry dirt.
Right. Is there
Now
any translation that's coming through yet from the spirits? Jarrett?
I'll take a look.
Doesn't.
But again, someone else might want to actually take a look since my 4S phone isn't translating very quickly.
Are you advertising it or are you not?
I think we're still waiting.
So again, certain parts of these translations are going to be dependent on the story right now. These ones are going to affect the larger scheme of things, just to give you guys an idea, especially the 4 pages in her diary. So we don't have to worry too much about passive or about active translation, and you guys can do it passive if you want. However, it will help the investigators if they are translated today, but it's no huge benefit. Okay, so the 2 houses that are before the church, one is almost destroyed, but the other one looks relatively new. Or sorry, not new. No. It's still standing. Totally different. It's still standing, and you do see a large key-required padlock on the front door of it.
Something about...
That the key was under the rock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, is there a porch?
There is a porch.
Let's look for a rock.
Remember,
Okay.
this is Jarrett's book that's telling us this, so we have to like let him tell us.
Yeah,
Right?
I want a rock!
So you look under the porch, and you do see an odd-shaped black smooth stone, and underneath it you do see a small silver padlock key, which fits the lock perfectly. And inside you see, through the fading, dying light, what looks to be a small cot and a few children's toys.
Ah,
So do we just break down the door?
let's
No, you-
open.
However, again, everything is covered in dust. Everything is very old, and lying on the cot is 2 pages of a diary. The final ones. Don't worry, yet. We're done. Again, these ones can be passively translated if you wish.
Now again, I want to actually take a look at Roland right now and just see how he's holding together, because I imagine he was expecting to find his daughter here.
Yes. Well, again, he kind of looks at you and he says, I don't think she's going to be found here, but I think me finding this girl or finding out what happened to her is going to make whatever this fucking sicko who took her happy, and maybe she'd be safe, but I don't know. And he kind of shakes his head and walks back outside, and you see him start walking towards the church.
I follow him.
And he stops kind of in the way, and he turns around and he says, "Where the fuck is she? What the fuck? Why are we led here? What is this supposed to be for?" And you can see him getting very agitated.
You got some more information in the books there. I don't know if we need to read them now.
Yeah, I'll read these real quick because these are fantastic translations from Chris and Aisha. You guys are going to rake up the XP for doing these translations. The third page in the diary that you found in her bedroom, the third page says, "The 10th of March, 1890. Father scares me. Someone tried to leave the house this morning without being otherwise changing. He begins to insult me, move a few things to do homework in the forest. Father began to be aggressive. I slept in the woods." 15th of March, which would be 5 days later. Mother begins to be more and more distant, needs more and more help without the use of her legs. Father stopped to endure it up the stairs. Instead, still sitting in his room, I hear strange noises. I think they came from the old house she had found in the that I found in the forest. I tried to return there. I drew a map, and that would be the page that fell out. Before that, sorry, I read that out of chronologic. Aisha translated December 30th, 1889. I am very something. Aunt Beatrice will join us celebrate something. Can come here at any moment, and my mother is upset at her arrival. However, it is wonderful. Aunt always brings me sweets. So those are the pages that were translated.
Is that the same? Is Beatrice Bartek? No.
What? No.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
the ladies. The couple that said they couldn't stay any longer.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I don't think it is. But
That one's
Sorry, I
from-
thought you were making a reference to that bat from Anastasia. Bartok. Alex, weird thing. So anyway, Roland's standing there and he's looking back and he kind of freaks out. And he takes off his hat and he throws it on the ground and he crumbles into a ball.
I pick him up and I say, "Is that going to help you find your daughter?"
And he looks at you and he says, "Does any of this seem like it's helping me find my daughter?"
I say we
What are
split
you
it.
gonna? I try to persuade him. I say, "It's all we got to go on." And are you going to give up now?
Stay
Would you want
positive.
your daughter wants you to give up?
All right, Henry, give a persuade.
I passed.
Okay, so he kind of looks up at you
I looked close to her and I said, if it was my daughter, I'd be willing to do anything.
And he nods at you. Thank you. Thank you, Henry. And he stands back up. And he turns towards the church. And he says, yeah, all right. We can do this.
Is there anything to do with that? Jared, you mentioned something about applause on a rock. Do you think that means anything? Is that just a mistranslation? Or maybe we should keep that in mind. Did we pass any big rocks or anything?
No, the rock was just a pathway to get to this area. So you definitely followed it correctly.
I think we should. I think we should search the rest of this house because we're only in the front room.
I think we're done. I think we need to go to the church and we need to start moving a little quicker.
Yeah, I agree with you.
The small house was only about one room, and there was nothing in it. It looks like it was actually empty before whoever was last there.
Okay.
Also, there might be traces. She said that the weird people came from the old house. There might be traces of who they were left in there. Might be a good.
Possible. So, Frank, you walk over. Give me a spot hit.
Well, to be honest, I'm more curious about how this bell fell off the tower. I'm wondering what happened to the mechanics of it.
Okay, give me a roll of mechanics on the bell.
If someone else wanted to check out the house.
It rotted.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, you don't need to roll it. You look at it, and you can just tell from the piece of wood still attached to it that time happened to it, just like it happened in my beautiful face.
Guys, I talk up. I said, listen, I don't know where this daughter is, but it's going to be sundown soon. Let's do what we can to find her as quick as we can. I know you were all about we need to find details, but now's not the time.
So let's head to the church then.
And Roland looks at you again, Henry, and says, "Thank you." And he walks inside. Blows up. All right. So.
Is there a lock on something?
There was a lock on the door to the girls' room, but you guys found the key. It was under the porch.
No, you said there was a padlock here somewhere.
That was the padlock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm thinking that we should go check out the church because there's nothing here.
And the house across, is the house across from this house
Totally
worth
destroyed.
checking at all?
Totally destroyed. You wouldn't see anything in the rubble, and there's moss growing on it as well.
I say we go check out the church.
Okay. So the five of you enter the church, and you marvel at the height of its large ceilings. For a church built way back in the woods, the large stained glass windows still paint a vivid picture as the colors in the dim light kind of flash across the pews. Almost a fiery orange glow. And pages of the Bible, little what?
Nothing. I like when there's light shining across my pubes.
Yeah, you do. Pages of the Bible litter the floor as you walk along the red carpet down the aisle.
I'm thinking of John Denver's song, "Sunshine on my."
Anyway. So again, even though the church is made of wood, it seems really sturdy in construction. However, inside it's in relative shambles. They're kind of pushed aside. The benches are flipped over, some of them broken, and large pieces of walls are still falling over. However, beyond the podium, you do see a single white door.
I guess I start jogging to it instead of our usual looking around kind of thing.
Okay, and Roland follows again as well behind you.
Yeah, me too.
I feel a little bit more motivated.
Excellent.
Go.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll give it a shot, but I'm not really coordinated when I run.
So the whole time I'm thinking about
It's not really
Emily.
Sandwista.
You're thinking about what?
my own daughter, and
Yeah.
it's starting to get my heart pounding, and I'm really thinking about what I would do, and I'm starting to panic for Roland, and I actually run to the door and try to kick it open.
Okay, perfect. So you kick it open and it flies open. And you look down and there's a spiral staircase of stone steps. And Roland kind of looks back at everyone to make sure they're there. And he says again, almost jokingly, "All right, Edward, you still want to go first?"
And I yell down, I say,
No problem.
and I say, hello, and I kind of skip down the stairs like every other step, you know, like really make it down there quick.
Okay. And then Henry?
Yeah, I'm right next. I'm right behind Roland.
Okay, so Roland takes a step in, and he slips on the second step and kind of falls a bit. Ugh.
And I'm at the bottom?
Yeah, you're at the bottom.
Roland, you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. That step is loose.
Can I inspect it?
Yeah. So it's pretty easy. You can take a look at it, and you shake the stone, and it does feel like a loose stone.
Can I lift it up, or is it just like it's wearing down?
Just seems like it's poor construction.
Alright, I just warned the guys behind me.
Okay. So, you guys continue down and pull out your torches.
Do I still have that
Flashlights for the
lantern?
British.
Yeah, you would if you ran down to the darkness.
Still have that lantern.
Yeah. So, again, you begin walking down the stone steps to what you can only imagine is the undercroft. And the flicker of the light from your various devices kind of bounces off the stone walls as you move down lower into the bowels of the church. And you grow a chill as the air gets thick but cold. And you can almost hear your heartbeat from the walls. And Roland steps down first and lands next to Edward, and he kind of nods to him. And as you each make it down to the small room that's at the base, you feel the soft soil below your feet.
So
what do we see down here? It's the undercroft. Are there like crypts or urns or?
So you shine the light around, and you kind of look at the walls, and you see kind of dug out slabs where bodies would be slid in on coffins and things like crypts, yeah. And Roland kind of looks around with a puzzled look, taking the lead, and he kind of says, what? And you walk towards the kind of center of the room where everything in the room's design leads to. And you walk towards what looks to be a large, empty grave that's been dug up, and piles of dirt lie on either side of it. And Roland just has a puzzled look on his face. What?
So again, try to do like a spot hidden.
What the hell is going on here?
Yeah, well,
I want to
hold
look
on.
at the. Is there a name or anything?
Yeah, so you take a look at the
Headstone
grave
there.
marker. Yeah, the grave. And it looks like this.
De tribus
Militibus.
And I'll post that on the...
Litibus.
Is that Latin?
And
little bit of
but
army, isn't it?
Roland still has a puzzled look on his face.
Okay, well, hey, Harlan. First, if there was a spot hidden, I did fairly well at it. I got
Okay.
a hard success. And then if it is Latin, I actually do know how to read that.
Okay.
So I'm going to give that a shot as well.
So spot hidden doesn't reveal anything other than the fact that this grave has been dug up, and there are piles to either side of it. And you read the script.
I hardly critical it. I read it so hard.
Okay. So you can tell instantly that it says the 3 soldiers.
Tribus militibus.
Roland, do you recognize this? You look a little like you know something.
And Roland kind of looks to each of you. And he kind of says, hold on. Something, no, wait. The 3 soldiers. He says, hold on. Why did you skip the step?
And I take out my gun, and I shoot Roland right in the head.
And Roland's blood splatters each of your faces as his lifeless body kind of just slumps forward and falls into the open grave before you.
What the hell? What?
I pull my shotgun out and pull it on Edward.
Yeah.
Put the gun down, Edward.
Oh, what? What? And I kind of give up.
Put the gun down.
And then-
Okay, something wicked weird's going on here, guys. What the fuck is wrong?
Put the gun down. Does he put the gun down or not?
No, I okay, and I set the gun down.
Okay,
in front of
Henry,
me.
just like calm down, Henry, and guys, like what the
Okay,
hell?
I say, everybody, disarm your weapons. Take the bullets out right now. Now that the weapon's done, I first of all, I want to do a psychology on Edward to see if he looks like he meant to, or if he's like in shock about what he does.
Okay,
I mean,
so it's going to be a versus rule. So you're going to roll psychology, and he's going to roll something that he can verse it with. You don't have to tell us
my
what
question
it
is he going to try?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's find out.
Okay. Now, do I have to be successful?
It has to be a greater degree of success than his. So Alex, roll what you would counter with that.
I failed.
You failed. Alex, did you succeed?
Bluff, right?
I
didn't.
basically I'm gonna use dodge because I dropped down to my knees and I grabbed the gun off the ground and I shoot Henry right in the shoulder.
Okay.
Okay, now can I try psychoanalysis to try to calm everyone down?
No, we're in combat, so it's going to be Dex order, and
So
I
It's
think
only dodge right now?
you can only dodge against that. Yes. Actually, no. Sorry. With a hit, all he has to roll is against his own firearms.
Oh, I thought we were doing dodge before.
When it's melee, always melee, but firearms you can't dodge again. So Alex, roll your firearm.
Which I hit.
Well, I
So-
could dodge a wrench.
19.
Shit. So you hit and roll your damage, Alex.
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
out of 6?
Or whoever
Oh,
wants to
1d4.
roll damage, doesn't really matter.
3.
That's not 1d6.
So Henry, you take 3 to
My
1
damage for combat is a plus 1d4.
That's for melee.
Oh, that's melee? What do I roll?
Yeah.
A 6?
Oh yeah, 1d6.
Shoot, that works.
So I take 2 points of damage?
So you take 2 points of damage. Yes.
So it grazes my shoulder.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
And I turn to Frank. And I say, it's been real nice knowing you guys. And I aim at his other shoulder, his shoulder, and I shoot.
Wait, I thought we were in initiative.
Oh, combat mode? It's not my turn yet?
Yeah.
No, hold on. It is combat turn initiative. He struck first, and he gets 3 shots with a gun. However, this one gets rolled with a penalty die. The only reason I let Henry go for it is because he's basically point blank, but it should be penalty die from here on out now.
Okay.
So Alex,
So, yeah.
you can roll again, but you're going to take the lower of the 2. So roll two D100s.
67, which I miss entirely.
Okay. So he goes to fire at you, and he misses. Now we are at the top of the combat order, which I believe is... well, that would have been, so Edward, I think, is first, so now I think it's Frank.
Yeah, 55 dexterity. Anybody else? No?
Does anyone have higher than 55?
I got 40.
Okay, so yeah, you're first then.
So I jump out of the way of the bullet. And
Huzzah!
land. I throw myself behind the gravestone
Okay.
and push myself up and fire at Edward.
It's a lot of stuff for one round.
Jump and going prone only takes, well, in other games, going prone is
Yeah. No, you can 100% throw yourself into the grave and get behind cover, but that's going to be your move. Yeah, no, because you wouldn't be able to attack again.
Would I be able to have like a shot, but with my penalty die?
Remember that if you want to move and attack, I will also let him move and attack. So
Oh, fair enough.
I'm just saying it's going to balance. So I would say no, only because otherwise he will be able to do the same.
Yeah, okay. All right.
That might be wrong, but we'll worry about that later.
Yeah, well, I was going to say Hans and Bob seem to think we can dive for cover, but you'd use half your dodge.
Okay, that seems fair then. Let's do it. Honestly, it's because I didn't know the rule. So we'll say that. So half your dodge to dive for cover, and then you can attack? Is that what they're saying?
When you dive for cover, uses your entire action.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought, yeah. So no, we'll just say you don't have to roll for it, you just dive for cover because it's below you and it's right behind you.
Perfect.
All right, Henry.
I think I'm going to. I'm going to try to turn my shotgun and try to crack him in the head with it.
Okay. So that would be a melee attack. So you would roll your brawl, or your fighting, sorry, but that means Edward can either fight back or dodge.
Oh, that's not good.
All right, go for it. Both.
I might change my mind if I know that I'm. Like, I guess I'm in range for him to fight.
You'd have to be the melee, yeah.
But if I'm meleeing him, can I then dodge?
No,
Why not?
because you're the one attacking. You can either
Dodge on...
you can dodge on his turn. Oh yeah.
But when
But
he
not
gets
on
to
yours.
respond and attack right now, I can't dodge.
No, if you're fighting him, he can fight back,
Mhm.
or he can dodge. If you tie, you win the fight. But if he beats you, he fights back.
Sorry, just to clarify, if he's like point blank at melee range and Edward fires his gun, though, does he get to dodge that or no?
No, regardless, anyone firing upon you, you never get to dodge fire.
Even at point blank?
No, you don't get to dodge.
Then
That
it
would be
becomes
tougher.
No,
Just
it
feel like
gets
following
easier.
you.
Well, it gets easier because you just have to push it out of the way.
Well,
okay,
either way.
technicality, whatever.
Well, that would be a fighting maneuver, but that would be on his turn.
Right.
So,
So
no,
that's what I
we'll
mean.
put it this way: he would not be able to dodge.
So even if I move into point blank range, when it's his turn, I don't get to dodge.
Nope. No, you don't.
In that case, I don't want to fight with him. I'd rather just run to the stairs if I can. Get to
Okay.
cover and go upstairs a little bit.
He's behind you all to the stairs, so you would have to run past him.
No, he was the first one down there.
Yes, but he waited behind you.
Yeah.
That's why he fired from behind you. That's why Roland turned around.
All right. Well, I'll just try to crack him in the head then.
All right. So you run up and you roll your fighting. And Alex, you can either roll your fight back or you can roll your
Dodge.
dodge.
What's firearms? What do you use to roll for firearms?
Whatever the skill is, if it's either rifle or pistol. So you want to see. So there's degrees of success. Which were your degrees of success?
What
I
is
rolled.
What is the basic for pistol?
I'm sorry.
Like, what to say automatic for pistol? Oh, firearms. Okay, yeah, got it. Yeah.
So Alex, was that a hard success or a regular success?
I got a 48 out of 80, so it's probably a success.
So that's just a regular success. And Chris,
I failed.
you failed it. Okay. So you failed. He hits you back then. So that means you run up to club him in the face, and instead Edward hits you. Mind you, it's just with his fists, so it's just going to be his unarmed damage.
Which is more than his rifle damage.
This is
Probably.
bigger than you all. This is bigger than you all.
Hmm.
So you can roll your damage if you want.
Anytime now.
Get your mouth shut, asshole. That's what it sounds like in there.
Oh,
1
Another
plus
one.
1d4.
Yeah, 1d4.
4.
4 points.
Hey, so I'm at.
All right, Jarrett, your turn.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna totally turtle and try to get behind like the gravestone or whatever seems to be the most cover, and I'm just gonna take my pen light because it would be pretty dark down there, and just try to shine them into Eddie's eyes
Okay.
to try to blind
I
him.
like it. Yeah, I feel like the pen light would be very dim and from so far away.
But at the same time, it would be like still a little distraction at least, I would think.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Let's do luck.
Sounds good. So I'm rolling a luck.
Maybe I should just take the lamp and just torch him.
That's an idea.
Sounds horrible. I don't know if he's eating.
And I did not get my luck roll.
No,
But can I push it?
Does not. Sure. Do you
Shit,
want to push it in this?
I should have pushed my other ones.
How do I push my luck?
I don't think you can push
Oh,
combat rolls. But for
It's
you,
not
you just
combat.
roll again. No, I'm talking about Chris. 'cause
Ah,
he's
okay.
gonna push-
But I have to lower my luck now? Is that correct?
No, that's only when you spend points.
Well, what do I have to do?
So just all you have to do is just roll again, but
Okay.
the consequences will be worse. That's all.
The consequences of light in his eyes? Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. That
Wait,
works.
The other thing, don't we get an advantage because it's 3-on-1?
After the first round of combat, yeah.
You can shine light in my eyes.
So you do.
Can do
Okay, so
nothing
you
about
shine-
this.
So let's be gracious and say he'll. Well, I was going to give him a penalty die. I don't think you do 2 penalty die. So instead, let's just say, I don't know what's a fair way that would affect him.
2 penalty die.
2 penalty die? No. Let's say he. I don't know. Has a
He misses
higher
a turn.
chance to miss.
His aim is
Turn?
in
Is it fine? No.
Well, my next aim would be at Jarrett,
Oh, then it would be right on.
shooting
Yeah.
the pen light in my eye.
Yeah, let's just say it does. I can't even think of a minor enough thing that I feel like that would be effective at.
Maybe sets him back.
Minus 10 to his roll?
Sure.
Minus 5.
Sure.
No,
Minus
plus
10.
5 or minus plus 10, whatever.
Or yeah, plus 10 to his roll. All right, so then that means it's back at the top. Edward, it's your turn again.
I aim for Jarrett, who's shining the pen light at me, and I fire. And I say, "This is not the end of it."
Okay. So, he misses.
I miss entirely.
And
And I take a chunk off the headstone, the other side of it.
Okay. Oh, that's meant to be at a penalty die anyway. So,
Okay, I don't
you
need
fired 4 times already. I think there's 7 in the 45. I think. Either way, so you can fire again if you want.
Oh, how about what if it was an advantage to us that he's illuminated? It doesn't distract him too much, but now that he is pretty much in the spotlight, it would be
Let's
easier
just
for
keep
us.
it. He's still firing.
Yeah,
Sure.
actually, I'm pretty sure that's how the
The
cumbered or whatever. Yeah, I think it's supposed to give penalty die for you guys to attack. I think. You're 4, so you can take 2 more shots, Alex. It's 3 shots per round for a gun, if you choose to. But it's penalty die from everyone.
Oh, then I gotta reload after 6 rounds, I suppose, right?
Exactly.
So then I aim over at Frank again, and I aim towards his chest.
Okay. But roll twice, and you'll take the lower of the 2.
So I just get an advantage for being
Plus
like that?
10. Plus 10.
No, advantage is only when you're attacking him, and plus 10.
Entirely
So
miss.
73 and 70.
Oh, okay. No, I'm wondering what my cover is giving.
Oh, yeah. Cover would be, but you know what? He missed anyway. But yeah, you're right. Cover would be an advantage to you, so that would give you an advantage, I guess. But then you don't roll against fighting, so maybe just additional penalty for him.
I
You
love
can
that.
hide, but you
And Alex, you can
can't
fire one more time if
run.
you want.
Say that again.
You can fire again if you want.
Yeah, and I take another fire at Frank. And I'll roll 2 lesser of... Okay, I hit a
But
26.
you take the lower, so it'd be 27, 37. It would be. Do you hit with 37?
Yeah. 37. Oh, plus. No, I wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
Is
With
it
your
plus
pistols?
11? Yeah, my firearm's only 30.
36 plus whatever
Oh.
advantage Justin has for hiding.
No, your pistol's higher than that. What's your pistol?
Sorry, I'm looking at rifle.
You're looking at rifles, aren't you?
Yes, my firearm is at 40. Let me just get this up.
I'm pretty sure you're right. I'm pretty sure your firearm is way higher.
And so, did we figure out what cover gives?
No, not yet. I know it's there.
I bet you
So
the
yeah,
community.
I would hit then.
Ooh, I hear lots of beeps.
This is everyone telling us to change it.
Cover.
In your meantime, if you want to go and find out what cover does, because I'm sure the guys on the stream would probably know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that hits, Alex. So we'll find out what cover does real quick. If anybody knows.
I can't believe the spirits are busy translating while we're almost dying.
They got their priorities straight.
Cover concealment also applies to penalty die. Difficulty 1 class. Cover is a penalty die. Okay, so he gets another penalty die. Target with move plus 8 adds penalty die.
No, the combat isn't hard in this game. We're just doing it in a weird way. That's all.
Yeah,
I didn't learn about cover. I didn't think that you guys would be smart, and you are. I guess it'd just be another penalty die then. So he rolls 3 penalty die, but I think that's a lot. But sure, we'll do that. So Alex, roll 1 more penalty die, and we'll see what happens. So no, it was like just as good. So no, he still hits you.
Okay.
All right. And but how about this? We'll say pen light in his eyes, because there's a few benefits going on right now. We'll say that will half the damage.
Sweet.
So I rolled a d6 and a d4. So
No, you don't need to roll d4 only if you're doing unarmed. So it's going to be
So,
d6
D6,
half,
so
so 3 damage to you, Justin.
Okay, I'm down to 4.
Whew. All right. Back at the top of the turn order.
All right. Oh,
All right,
well,
and
that
just for from Hans, penalty dice cap at 2. So if you have more than 2 penalty dice, you increase the difficulty 1 level.
Ah, that makes more sense. Okay,
so
perfect.
so that means I'm not hit then.
No, it doesn't.
No, because his firearms is 70, which means
Oh.
you would have still been in a hard.
Right. Okay.
So.
Oh,
But
okay.
that does make sense, so we'll just do that. I forget that this game works in 1s and 5s.
Okay, so I'm going to fire. I'm gonna fire back.
Is it you before Henry? Okay, so you fire back.
I've got 55. Yeah.
Perfect. So go for it. Roll your firearms. You can fire 3 times. Everyone's at a penalty die after the first.
Okay. That is an extreme hit.
Nice. Extreme hit. So Edward, you get smacked.
And so I picked a revolver as my handgun,
Oh, okay.
and I believe it's 1d10, the damage.
1d10.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a
30
lot.
bucks too.
You
What
sprung
a
for it.
steal. And don't you get to shoot more than once in a round?
Yeah, you can shoot 3 times. But everyone after will be at a penalty die.
I will double check quickly. Handgun.
You roll again, I'll check damage. Let's keep it moving.
It is 1d10. Okay, rolling damage. Rolling.
10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. 7?
All right, Alex.
I take 7 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I hit you, Edward?
Right in the gun.
I'm down to 8 HP. 7. Yeah, that's right. You hit me in my shooting arm.
Ooh.
About here. And because I'm so muscular, I'll just do this. Because I'm so muscular, it's like extremely painful. Ah!
Eat lead.
See, I brought you all
Oh,
here.
so I got yeah, okay, so that's a miss. My second shot misses.
Okay.
And my third shot is another extreme hit.
There's something about a damage bonus for extreme hit.
Did you roll
It's maximum,
Yep.
maximum damage and maximum damage bonus for impale. For extreme hit.
Yeah, but that's not a critical though. You're talking about a critical?
No, extreme hit. Extreme success.
A 9 is an extreme success for you?
Yep,
Justin?
I've got 55 in my firearms.
Right. Okay. I thought max damage was only for criticals. It's for extremes, though. You're saying?
That's what it says. That's what that Hans Zieger is saying.
Oh, is it? I guess I didn't think that. I thought it was just for criticals.
If it is, then he's dead. But if it isn't, then I roll 1d10 again.
That's sure. I mean, if they think it is, page 109 core book, Hans says, sure. Let's do it, only because if Alex is dead, let's make sure, because I have the core book right here. We want to make sure before we kill off Alex.
This is bigger than all of you. You can kill me, but it's not the end of it.
Who are you working with?
As he's shooting. Who are you working with?
Who are you working with? Did you kill Helen? Did you kill Helen?
Who is number 2 working for? I'll never tell. I'll never tell.
I'm about to kill you, maybe. You might as well.
That bullet might have killed you.
For argument's sake, roll the 1d10, because this might be redundant anyway.
It's a 4.
No. All right, we'll just say that's right. Okay, so you fire off another round from crouched in the graves. The soil's kind of around it, and you hit Eddie right in the throat as blood starts pouring down his wife beater. As he gurgles, he lurches forward and falls on all fours between you. All right. And he dies.
I grab him. I grab him. He's back up. I grab him by the scruff of the shirt.
Okay.
And I stick my gun up to the wound.
Okay.
I say, "Why did you do this? Why did you do it, Eddie?"
Yeah, he's dead. He's not saying anything.
And I throw him against the back.
You pick him up and you hold the throat, and you just throw him against the wall. Yeah. And you're standing in the basement with blood splattered on the floor. Roland's body lifeless behind you. A chunk of his head missing. As you each kind of look between the three of you.
Henry, Jarrett, you all right?
Barely.
Jesus Christ, what the heck happened?
Yeah, now I'm a little wary that maybe these two are going to turn because I don't have a gun.
Can I just say maybe we should all, take our bullets out?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
I'm going to do a psychology check on the other two.
Okay, go for it.
And I fail.
Roll it up.
No idea.
I start taking my bullets out and putting them into my pocket.
Yeah, I do the same. And I watch them to make sure that they're not concealing a bullet.
Okay.
And I'm going to stay on the ground all crouched up behind the thing and panicking and pretty much soiling myself right now. 'Cause I don't know what the hell just happened.
Bob
I
Lyle,
think it's a fair reaction.
for the firearms. Range, difficulty levels.
That's fine.
And I grab I grab Edward's gun and Roland's gun as well. And I hand one over to Jarrett and say, "Jarrett, you should have one of these."
Yeah, it works so well for Edward.
Still, I think you should.
I will take it gingerly.
Well, hold on a second. Even if Roland's
And
dead,
I'll probably
his
burn myself.
daughter is still out there. We gotta find her.
So,
I
you
check the body of Edward and Roland.
Okay, so you check the body of Edward, and he doesn't have anything on him. Oddly enough, he carried very little with him, minus the gun he was holding. And the body of Roland has only a slip of paper which he handed to Jarrett, some cigarettes, a wallet with a business card of his own private investigator firm in it, and other than that, is completely empty.
I will take the Chimera back from Eddie,
Okay.
because we might need that on the drive home.
Fair enough.
I put the bodies in the grave. Does anything happen?
No. You roll Eddie's lifeless body into the grave, and he slumps down as his blood trickles onto Roland's face, and the two of them just lie next to each other.
You don't feel weird about this, Henry?
No, I do feel weird about this. I just don't know what to do.
So as the three of you stand there below the surface in the undercroft of the church, you hear the rolling thunder off in the distance as it echoes across the night sky in the woods, and you already hear the heavy downfall of rain on the church roofs.
Which at least will be a nice reprieve from the frickin' heat wave.
Oh no, it's a hot, hot heat.
Yeah, but we're down in the basement where you said it was cold.
And we're going to leave it there.
Oh, damn it. Was there anything weird about that coin that he gave me?
And I have a quick little epilogue to conclude this, just so as we can do it nicely.
Edward!
Hold on, we're going to give him a full round of applause. We're going to do this real quick. Billy turned to Clem, a dumbfounded look on his face. "You sure about this?" he asked as thunder cracked loudly outside the car. Any sound they planned on making would be well hidden. Yeah, as soon as the storm hits full speed, we'll head up the hill, break a back window, head inside, loot the place. No one will suspect us. It's all good, Clem said with a nervousness in his voice. The two pulled off to the side of the road just as the rain began to come down in full force. With the sun now fully set, they stepped out of the car, pulled their face masks up over their mouths. They popped the trunk, grabbed the gear, and began the short walk up the now muddy road to the house. The large metal gates of the house were locked. Expectantly, they hopped the fence, heading up the hill to the bed and breakfast in Orchards Run. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. This is a fantastic game. We want to thank you all for watching. A special thank you to Edward, our fantastic.
I'm sorry. I had you guys all fooled the entire time.
Thank you so much for being with us. We want to thank you all for watching. Please come back next Wednesday for more Call of Cthulhu action. There will be less translations. But throughout the week, if you guys want to finish those, it's going to reveal a lot of interesting story that's going to help these guys on their path next week and for the continuing of this campaign. We're on the path now. This is the story that's going to conclude in an epic finale near Halloween when Part 10 hits the shelves. So, thank you again, all for watching. We will see you next week. Does anyone have anything else to add?
Remember to, there's going to be an enigma that's going to be posted after this game that you can try to solve. In addition to that, remember to continue with the poem, as we need more stanzas still. We're on the first section of the poem called Night. So,
that's right.
That to that.
So please do that. Oh.
I'm going to take this opportunity to say thank you to everybody here in the Invictus stream. First and foremost, Mycl, Justin, Chris, Harlan, excellent keeper, and to the Invictus Facebook and YouTube and everybody that's watching. Thank you very much for being a part of this, because I will no longer be in this game as I am dead.
No!
Alrighty.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. And as Chris always says,
we'll see you around the table.
Good night, guys.
Good night.